I'm eating cereal.
I already had somebody make me a sandwich, so man.
Oh Lord,
Yo, being broke sucks, dog.
Hey, listen,
I went and bought 2 packs of noodles today, though. That's how broke I am.
Don't be eating noodles, bro. That's not good for you.
I had me and my girl went out to on a lunch date.
Aw, that's so cute.
You gonna come cook for me, Strat?
Why?
What?
You gonna come cook for me, dog?
Bruh, of course.
Cool.
Do you really want to eat
That's what
Strat
bros
food?
are for.
I don't know. Strat.
My food is probably the best food you ever eat in your life.
You be eating fucking fish with no seasoning and shit, bro.
What the fuck you think I am?
Fish with no seasoning. What the
man. Strat with unseasoned fish.
Oh
I don't know who Jigga thinks I am, bro.
Unseasoned fish, man.
I don't be eating unseasoned food like him.
Oh man.
I don't eat food, see? Oh man.
The Jigga disrespect is real.
Self-sustaining.
What the hell Redhood at? Oh yeah, he probably worked. No, he probably worked. I don't know where I said that.
Damn, Redhood at work?
Oh
shit. He in that school?
No, remember he works on campus. It is 5. I'm just giving.
So he both, though.
It is 5. I saw
Donnie, get over here.
Huh?
Nani?
Exactly.
I was talking to Donnie,
the
bro.
fuck?
My brother Donnie.
Oh man.
Who's Donnie?
Who?
You know my brother Donnie?
Oh, never mind. I got it.
Donatello?
Yeah.
I was mad that it took me that long to figure that out. As soon as I talked about that, man, what's pop?
Speak to the devil.
Stop talking with your mouth full.
Oh man, I ain't gonna say nothing.
You was about to say something regular, wasn't it?
No, I was gonna say Redhood trash.
Redhood trash, man.
Hey dog, hey, how this man be getting more support on his shit than me? I ain't gonna say the person name, but
wait, who?
Oh man, somebody was on the podcast. He had like 6 people, and I'm like, damn, bro.
I ain't go. Hey, this ain't got nothing to do with me.
Wait, what just happened? What is happening?
I cannot.
Basically, all I'm saying is Redhood don't support me.
Support you? What? What, bro? Anytime you live stream, I lurk when I'm studying.
Nah, he don't even lurk. He don't even be like, hey, he'll be like, what's good, Jigga? And then dip out. He don't say nothing down.
Hold on, Jigga. To be honest, I do that too. So,
come on.
By proxy, you calling me out. So,
bro, Jigga, I legit support you. I support Hardhead, and then I either lurk for Sentry.
I'm just messing with y'all.
I try to support everybody here.
Yeah,
I don't. Nobody. I ain't even gonna lie.
We know you don't support nobody. That's the reason you're not on the
I think Strat only supported me once.
I support Hardhead.
Hey, yo, Strat game these New Vegas, dude.
That's the only
you still ain't played that, bro. When you gonna play that?
That game is pretty cheap.
Y'all think I got time like this, but I don't. Like,
we don't even sell it on the street.
I mean, you be playing Gears, my man.
Dog.
What?
Dude, Jigga has Gears and has invited me to play a multiplayer match.
Like, we never played that match from
this man, Redhood, says he's gonna play Gears, but like, it's been weeks. Like,
dude, I have it downloaded. And Jigga, you know what Jigga says when he was playing Gears and I was playing Gears? He freaking messaged me saying boo on Xbox.
No, because I jumped into his game, but he won't play with me, dog.
You didn't say anything. I said, yo,
quack.
On now.
So
all I'm saying is, I'm expecting everyone to show up tonight for a Gears match.
Except I'm not gonna be there.
You're a duck, dog.
No, I'm not gonna download 100 gigs worth of bullshit.
You're a duck, dog.
Oh man.
Hold on. Wait. First and foremost.
Doug Dynasty head ass.
Wait a minute. First and foremost, if I did show up, nobody but Strat would be able to even hang with me. Let's get this straight.
You can't say that because you're not showing up. We don't know.
I sure can't say that, but you know what I can say? Look at my parents' record and see the damage that I do.
Talk about that. You the leader. You can't pull up. You're a fucking duck, dog. This is not the duck suspects, dog.
Wait. You're damn straight. I'm not showing up. Fuck 100 gigs. Woo!
Oh man.
But 100 gigs. I was trying 100 gigs.
I do really gotta say quick note real quick because Devil May Cry 5 looking pretty fire. I'm honestly thinking that's gonna be the above like 85 range. To be completely honest.
You ain't even played the Devil May Cry game. Let's get into this damn podcast. Welcome to Usual Suspects Podcast for the 1st of March 2019, also known as episode 46. We almost at 50. Almost. Got 4 more. I'm your host, Sentry, also known as Put Your Bank Account on It. Yeah. And if you see me in Gears 5, I will take your head off. No hesitation, because I don't fuck with you. Anywho, that's my intro. At random, Strat. Since I actually closed my eyes and just said your name, so that's not by random.
Strat here, everybody. Best gamer around here. How you doing?
Somebody just live on camera. Ain't that some shit? Clifton, since you the guest, and then I'll let the rest of them go.
Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me, Sentry. This is Clifton, your favorite Jim Crow gamer. Doing it good on Usual Suspects, and let's get it.
He said, Jim Crow, I'm scared. Hey, Hardhead.
Hello, guys. Welcome to the Usual Suspects podcast. Please make sure you hit that like button and enjoy the show.
Why did I have Whitehead? I asked for Hardhead, not Whitehead. Hey, Jigga.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Jigga, your favorite casual gamer.
I didn't ask for.
Wait a minute. Where's the energetic Jigga?
I shot him.
I'm out here smooth, dog. Gotta be smooth for the ladies, man. We trying to get more ladies on this podcast, bro.
More ladies.
Fake women.
Wait. First of all, I think most of us have a woman in our lives. Jigga, are you the only one who doesn't?
Wait, I'm trying to talk about female supporters, dog.
You got it.
You think that's gonna work? Just be like trying to smooth them out and have them like.
Wait. Wind back. Trying to smooth them out. Okay, we're gonna move on.
All right, you know what I mean.
Smooth them out like butter. Why y'all interrupting my intro, man? Y'all spooky, dog. Anyway, it's Jigga. I love all my fans. My fans love me. That's why we prosper together. Fact.
Hey, I respect that. Redhood. Smooth them out. Redhood 420. What's poppin'?
Oh my gosh! But what's up, guys? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. You know, everybody's ducking gears, but hey, man, I have invited everybody to play tonight, and hopefully nobody ducks. I feel like there are gonna be people that are ducking.
I ain't downloading 100 gigs worth of bullshit. Catch me on Gears 5 later this year, bitch.
Watch that shit be 200 gigs.
If Gears 5 is 200 gigs, I'm gonna have to take that L and download it. I'm gonna have to hold that one. I'm gonna be like, shit. But anywho, let's get into these topics.
Stop zooming out. You doing maps?
If that you got. How many of y'all heard of the Doom games? Because I have played them. If you have, there are new Doom games coming from Funcom soon. What is the exact date? Because I had the exact date the other night. I hate this when I bookmark shit because my bookmarks be out of order because I don't get all of the fucking like topics in order. I like bookmark and then put them together later on. So excuse me, y'all.
Wait, did you say Dune games or Doom games?
Not DOOM, DUNE.
Okay, Dune.
Oh, I never heard of those games.
I never heard of that. Yeah,
it's the book series Dune, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Aren't they making a movie about the?
Yeah, they're making a movie and the show. Great book though.
The book is
series.
Amazing. I'm trying to find like these. This is why I hate my bookmarks, even though I put them in order somewhat. When it comes to like the topic bookmarks, them shits ain't never in order. Oh my god. Fuck it. Y'all can look this one up. I'm not gonna spend my day and time on podcast looking for it. Just be on the lookout for that shit. Overwatch's newest hero, Baptiste, is now playable on the playtest round. For those of us who care about Overwatch,
talking about BG.
Oh no, I thought you said Batista for a minute.
I said Batiste. How did you get Batista out of Batiste?
Come on,
they're very close.
Just add the A. It's simple.
There was an E sound. East. There was not What the fuck?
I'm hearing that shit right now. Batista.
You fucking idiot.
When I saw his full body character, I thought he looked weird. Like, as soon as I saw the headpiece, I was like, "Oh, this looks like a lit ass character." And then they show you the full character, like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?"
No, you saw he was petite. And you was like, "Wait a minute, he looked familiar." I've seen him before.
Oh man,
he looked like somebody we talk to on a daily basis sometimes.
Shout out to the Fun Police.
Shout out to the one time Fun Police. Shout out to them. Fuck them. That's how I feel. But anyway, has anybody seen, other than me, because I like played a little bit of Overwatch. I like them, but I'm not going back to Overwatch. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Dude, I haven't played Overwatch in like a year, maybe 2. To be
I'm still the nicest Reaper I know, though. I still got it.
I probably lost it all. Shit.
I've been playing 2 basketball games for the past couple of months, dog. I ain't touched no Overwatch.
Yeah, I'm good on Overwatch.
I played. It's all right. I never played with that character though.
Understandable. What was the next time? Oh, there we go. World War Z co-op shooter, which most of y'all should know. What the fuck is? Why do I have hair in my mouth? What the fuck?
I hate that shit.
Ew. Co-op shooter World War Z got a release date. I'm trying to find the date, so excuse me for a second. I found it. Am I the only person that thinks this is just third-person Left 4 Dead, and I'm fine with that?
I mean, it looks actually not bad.
It's World War Z, right? Not the Walking Dead game. Yeah, World War
The
Z.
Walking Dead game. We're gonna talk about that. That is on the topics list. I think it's 3 topics away. Actually, we're gonna talk about that. If we already have
World War Z just looks like a modern day third-person Red Dead. I mean, I say Red Dead. Left 4 Dead.
It comes out April 16th. So if y'all looking at that, it's on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Didn't it get delayed?
It got delayed from 2017. No, not 2017.
It got delayed on PlayStation 4 or some shit like that.
It got delayed once from 2018. I remember that, but otherwise, it was always coming out on all 3. Well, the big 3. Switch, not so much. If you pre-order, you get the Lobo weapon pack for free. I'm personally probably not gonna pick it up day one, but I am going to pick it up at some point. What do y'all think?
Is this like a $60 title? Is it like a budget title?
It is 60 bones, if I recall correctly.
Oh, no, they ain't not getting 60 out of me.
Nah, maybe it feels 40.
Hold on, let me go look at this. Is it $60? It better not be $60.
Donate to the PayPal guys for all of us to get this game.
PayPal? Oh. PayPal?
That's a big donation.
That's a big donation.
Hold on. Let me go to United States. How much I want for this Epic Game? So if I pre-order, how much I want?
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Don't forget it's exclusive to the Epic Game Store for all you Steam fanboys out there.
Oh, actually, on Epic Game Store, it's $35. Take that back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a budget title.
Hold on, let me check on PS4 and Xbox One.
Epic Store, making moves.
I don't want to give y'all false information. It is on the PS Quadruple Store. It is $40. So there you go. Yeah, there you go. It is
on Epic. Save $5. That's crazy.
Yeah. Not really. Just $5.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, with a better experience though on PC.
Damn.
Yeah. Buy it on Epic Game Store. Save some dollars.
Get better performance.
Is this like a timed exclusive too?
Yeah.
I
don't know if it's timed. I know it is exclusive for now.
Okay. It seems like the bigger games are just getting like 1 year timed exclusivity.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna talk about that for a second, just as a quick aside. The funny thing about that is, I love how the hypocrisy coming from Epic's, like pretty much not majority, but like somewhat owner who's been there forever.
Yeah, you saw that Twitter thread too.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, you can't have it both ways. And what I mean by that is, he abhors console exclusivity, but he's championing this.
Right.
Either you're fine with it or you're not. And this is my thing. I have no problem with someone changing their mind, but somebody who's been as stout, steadfast, and stubborn as he has been on that shit, I don't understand why you're trying to defend this now.
Yeah, it's kind of like a complete 180.
I don't know. I think it's just like, I think initially, before this all happened, they're like, oh no, exclusives are bad and stuff like that because they haven't had their, store. And once they got that store, they're like, exclusives, entice the consumer to, invest in the platform, invest in the ecosystem.
Right.
So,
basically, they're good.
They're not going to go back and say, I apologize for saying exclusives are bad and stuff like that. They're never going to do that.
My only issue is, and here's the thing, I don't want you to do that. I just want you to say, we are this is my thing. He was honest to a point. I just want you to say this. We understand what they meant now. Like, you don't have to apologize or nothing like that. I just want you to say we are trying to boost our platform to be equal in not even user base. I feel like that's the right word phrasing to use here. Right. To Steam, because you're still as much work as they're doing, they're still under the 8 ball against Steam, and Steam is. To be honest, it don't matter what you got. They still gonna make more money than you ever can because they got Dota and fucking CS, and CS and Dota generate damn near hundreds of millions per day. So it is what it is.
Yeah, but my thing is this: it's like I do think they had a better, they have a better chance than the Ubisoft launcher / EA launcher. We all remember EA launcher was trying to compete with Steam, and they just didn't have the games or like the third-party support like they wanted to.
None of them do.
Store, yeah, and that like Epic is trying to do that.
That's why I hate when people bring up GOG in that conversation. Like I keep saying, name a big AAA game that's not made by CD Projekt that's on GOG.
But here's my thing. Wait. My problem with people when you talk about GOG like that, that's not the allure of GOG. GOG's allure is because of the fact that there's no DRM.
Yeah, I know that, and that's scary for developers. You know that.
But here's my thing though. I understand that, but it's like when we talk about GOG, you have to understand there is a subset of people that don't want any DRM, and that's what Steam and Epic Store is. It's DRM, it's digital rights management, and most people on PC do not want that. I understand the criticisms of GOG. I use it because there's certain games I just don't want DRM on. Other shit I don't give a fuck about. But this is the funny thing about Steam. Steam made this promise a way back, and I want to see how honest it is because we're getting to the point where it could happen. What happens if Steam shuts down? Do we keep all our games, or are we fucked?
No, you're done. Like once they like, that's what I said. PC gaming, like it's amazing, but we all have to realize we're buying into this digital ecosystem, and this has happened with other ecosystems. So the Wii, for instance, them shutting down the Wii store. If you don't have those games, downloaded to your hard drive, you're not going to be able to re-download that. And once Steam goes down or goes under, you're not going to be able to own those games. You better have like a bunch of terabytes lying around, having those games downloaded and stuff.
That being a you problem, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the same thing with iTunes Store. Like a couple, I think it was like a couple months ago or something like that, that they removed a movie, and if you didn't have that movie already downloaded, like you're shit out of luck. Because
I will say, if on
you're
Xbox,
buying the license of it, you don't.
On Xbox, it's not like that though.
Hey, but actually, we do have an example of this when it comes to the PC demo. We do.
How's Xbox not like that? Because
because on Xbox, a bunch of things get removed from the store. But if you've ever purchased it, you can still go back and download it.
Yeah, but they can also take away the option to re-download that. For instance, look at PT. PT wasn't in the store, but people were still able to download PT.
But that's nothing. That's something nobody ever paid for. You know what I mean? That was always a free game. So
but he's bringing up.
I'm just saying as an example.
I completely understand that. Yeah, I'm just giving an example of one store that doesn't do that.
Or what was Deadpool? Deadpool was another game that if you bought it, you were still able to re-download it, even though it got removed from the store. But they can always take away that option for you to re-download the game.
Absolutely.
PT.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's what's scary. All digital ecosystem for any type of platform, whether it be video games or music and stuff like that. It's like they want you to invest in that, and once that ecosystem that you invest in, Voodoo, iTunes, that shit gets removed. I know. I'm bringing some or Google Play, any of that type of stores. Is once that thing's gone, you don't have that downloaded, you're done.
Voodoo.
Massive Voodoo, dog.
I was naming all of them. Voodoo. I think Fandango has something.
Fandango?
Yep.
I'm going to start saying Fandango like Jack do. Fandango.
Is that pronounces it like that?
Bro, he says pong kick. He does not say pancake. He says pong kick. I'm like,
my God. That sounds like pound cake. Like
it really does. I don't listen. Jack knows that I know that he knows, but every time he says it, I'm like, bro, what the fuck is he really saying? Sometimes I'm like, come on, Chief, this ain't it.
Pound cake is actually pretty good. Not gonna lie.
It depends on how it's made.
I agree.
Don't you ever disrespect pound cake like that, Sentry?
Shut up.
I'll be goddamn.
Shut it.
Man, disrespecting pound cake.
Okay.
Yeah, but wasn't Alan Wake, wasn't that kind of like the case where they removed it from the Steam store?
Yep. But if you own the game, you were able to re-download it. Same situation.
Sorry about that. Somebody called me for no reason. I don't even know who the fuck that was, to be honest.
But no, they also took away. That's a good example too, because on Steam they took away the option for you to re-download Alan Wake, I believe.
Oh, because I have it right here and it says install.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can install it, but I bought it when it was getting taken off for $5 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't buy it no more though.
Yeah,
they still got to moving on from that. Jig is still here?
I'm good.
All right, we about to get to your topic that you want to talk about last night. But first, Lovecraftian Adventure in the Seeking. Oh my God, why are people knocking at my door now? Lovecraftian adventure game, The Sinking City, was delayed. I'm hyped for this, but yeah, if you haven't seen it, I understand. Y'all can talk about it for a second. Let me see why people are beating at my door. What the hell?
That's me, Sentry. Don't worry about it.
I don't know what this game
is.
I've never heard of this game. I don't know.
Wait, what's the name of the game again?
Crafting Adventure: The Sinking City. Looks. Yeah.
Wait. Oh, The Sinking City. That's Call of Cthulhu. It got renamed to that game.
Oh, okay.
It was something went wrong somewhere, but that's Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, that's why it looks so familiar. But I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, is that by Lovecraft or whatever his name is?
Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah, but it's just Call of Cthulhu. They had to rename the game. I can't remember why.
Yo, Cthulhu. Oh man.
Cthulhu! No, I ain't gonna do that.
They changed a couple of elements too. I don't remember exactly what, but for the most part, it's still the same game. It looks like an interesting game, though. I might get it eventually. It don't look like it's, I like horror games. It don't look like it's really a horror game. It just look like some kind of exploration game for you to just get lost into the world or some shit. But other than that, I'm not too interested in it. Like I said, it's just Call of Cthulhu. I'm pretty sure y'all know what Call of Cthulhu is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We talked about that. I just had somebody beat on my door to ask me, did I want wings? The fuck was that about?
Wings?
Nigga, you didn't take the wings?
Wings?
I said yes, but like, really? Y'all could have just called my phone. Nino Kuni 2 DLC, The Tale of the Timeless Tome was announced. Jigga, you can take it away. I'm gonna sit here and contemplate life while you yell at people.
Okay, look, I'm
still here.
I would be hyped for that game. Like, I mean, not the game, the DLC. If I didn't buy the previous DLC they just put out, that shit was so. It was basically one of those parts where it's like, where they take a part of the game. What does this motherfucker do with editing this shit? But they take a part of the game and they just like make that DLC. So it's basically like there's dungeons in the game where you go through, and then they just made that DLC, bro. Like that's all they did.
Oh man!
And charge $10 for it.
That sound like World of Final Fantasy Maxima, dog.
Cause I was really like, I'm like, oh man, it's more of Nino Kuni 2. Like that game stood out for me last year. Like, I really liked that game, so I was like, I'm about to play this. Bought that. I'm like, okay, it's a little bit of story because they start off with the story, then it's like they get to the part like, oh yeah, you just basically go into dungeons. Like, bro, I was so fucking heated when I bought that shit, bro.
Some repetitive gameplay elements.
Yeah, the basically it just okay. I think it's like, is it toward the end of the game? I can't remember. Like it's like part of the game where you just go through dungeon. Actually, no, it's not like the end of the game. It's like a side quest where you go through dungeons and the enemies keep getting stronger until you get to the end, and they basically just took that out, added a little bit of story to it, and made a DLC, bro. Like, I was so heated, bro.
Oh man, they finessed you basically.
They really did. I was like, oh man, more DLC. Bought that, no questions. Started playing. I was like, bro, this is some bullshit.
Jigga was like, so we got DLC, huh? And then he saw it. He was like, hold on, hey, Arya, you know that meme where he said, bro, and then he fall down?
Oh man, like I told him, that sounds like World of Final Fantasy Maxima.
Like, I hold the L for not looking it up first before buying it. Like, but I don't even think I've seen that anywhere on like YouTube or nothing. Like, the hype for they waited way too long to release that DLC, bro. Nobody's playing that game no more.
I mean, it's an RPG. People will go back to it. Got new content coming, but yeah. Jigga, you done yelling about this?
Oh, I'm good, bro. It's just trash.
All right. In regards to JRPG still, Trails of Cold Steel gets a March release date for the PS4. So that's coming out sometime in March. I don't know the exact date because I'm not going to go find that. Yeah. Has anybody played one of those games before, by the way?
No.
Nope.
No, sir.
I need y'all to play more games, bro. I'm getting sick and tired of y'all.
Hey, dog, I just started a 2K career about a month ago, sir. I'm trying to get the 92 overall. I'm trying to get the 92 overall. I need you to stop this.
92 overall, never mind.
Wait, what?
Uh-huh.
I got to get 92 overall in 2K, dog.
He got
4K.
years of grinding.
Oh man, we talking about sports games again.
All right, so moving on. So y'all remember Spider-Man? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that, right? Y'all remember that?
Great movie.
Do y'all know that it was inspired by one of my favorite Spider-Man games, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions?
Makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So if y'all don't recall this game, that game came out around, I want to say 2010 to 2009, something like that. Maybe even 2011, somewhere in that area. So B-Nox made it. It was an Activision game. And you played as 4 different Spider-Mans. You played as Spider-Man 2099, Ultimate. That was Ultimate, but
oh yeah.
You played as 2099, Ultimate, Noir, and regular old Peter Parker, bitch boy extraordinaire. And that inspired the fucking Spider-Verse, which to me is like that's some great inspiration right here.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Into the Spider-Verse did it better. I didn't really care for Shattered Dimensions like that.
I prefer the Spider-Mans and Dimensions than I do in Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse is still a good ass film, but this is my thing.
I just didn't care for it. I don't know.
I don't mind Miles. Like I love Miles, but my problem is it's like you have all these interesting Spider-Man, and I'm like, Noir doesn't get that much love. I would love to see him in more shit. Fucking Ultimate, we all know what happened to Ultimate, but yeah. 2099 definitely.
2099, yes.
Definitely needs to get more
Miguel
love.
O'Hara. Dude, I wish he gets more love. Like, I wish he was Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, there's a little thing that happens, but I really hope in the sequel he's in that.
Look at I mean, I just want to highlight that because I saw an article about it. I need more people to go either check out that game and play it and see it. Also, do not check out the sequel to that game, which was Edge of Bullshit.
Time, yeah.
Yeah,
no, that was trash.
This shit was dog shit, G.
Dude, I was glad that I didn't buy it full price and I got that for Redbox.
Also, shout out to 2099 for having the only female version of Doc Ock I've ever seen. It was pretty lit. So yeah. What was that? Oh yeah, that's right. So moving on from that, Final Fantasy 12 on Xbox One and Switch gets improvements over the PS4 and PC versions. I hope they get patched. What do y'all have to say about this? The games?
I've been noticing that now. It's becoming a trend that they're not updating the game. And it's just like, I don't know if it's lazy or budget-wise or something, because like those versions are getting good. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm about to say I can't see anybody really having reason to be upset, because if you wanted to play 12 by now, you would have done it. The little small differences between the Switch and the PS4 version is not enough to stop you from getting the game. Like, fuck.
Right.
I mean, I wish that like they can do that with an update. I feel
they definitely can, but they're not. So
yeah.
I mean, I just want these games to sell well, but then again, I saw Xbox and I instantly snickered a little bit because I was like, Xbox JRPG selling well.
Yeah, that game definitely like all these Final Fantasy games being ported to Xbox are gonna bomb hard.
Hold on, and I know somebody going, but here's my thing. I think the Switch versions will sell well. Of course.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. Final Fantasy, all the ports will sell well on.
Hold on, this is gonna come across as me shitting on Xbox again. Again, it's not because I want to. It's never because of that. It's because I get tired of reinforcing the same facts that y'all people who own Xboxes, other than me, because I will buy these games on there. I just choose not to. You do not support these fucking games. If y'all did, y'all would have more motherfucking support.
And my thing is, they also talk trash about those games on PlayStation and stuff like that.
Hey, Redhood, we don't want that fucking jab crap. I'm gonna leave you.
Yeah, jab crap saying that people that play Persona are like what pedos and shit like that. So it's
crazy.
Handouts, whatever.
Don't add all of us into them, bro. I'm just the weirdos.
I'm about the fanatics. Not talking about you, Jigga.
When y'all say Xbox, y'all make it seem like all Xbox. You gotta say.
No, but my thing is like. When we say that, wait. When we say that though, you know who we talking about, so you're not involved. You're not even included.
Yeah,
it's mostly the fanatics, right?
If you feel the need to speak up, then we targeting you. Unlike Jigga, We weren't talking about Jigga, but Jigga felt the need to speak up. But I know Jigga buys those titles on Xbox and PlayStation. So I'm like, Jigga, why did you feel like what happened?
Like yeah, it's like also like Nier Automata when it went to like before it came to Xbox, people crapped on it hard, and then when it went to Xbox, oh my gosh, this is gonna be amazing.
Game is fucking amazing. Everybody buy it. I'm like, where were y'all?
Yeah, and it didn't even sell.
Where were y'all?
I crapped on the period because that game was not that good.
Oh boy!
If it don't fly, let it fly. Basically.
No, I bought it on PlayStation. Like,
okay.
I bought the collector's edition too. I was hyped for it. Got it. I'm like, it's a good game. Don't get me wrong, but it's like
it's overhyped.
Yeah, the hype make you kill that game, bro.
Okay. Overrated would be a more apt term, but yeah. So there was a Chinese horror game. I hope y'all heard the story called Devotion. Excuse me. And it was delisted from Steam after the Winnie the Pooh meme sparks controversy. So basically, in China, if y'all don't know, that's Korea.
That's Korea, my man.
That's North Korea. That's an L, you fucking racist.
What?
Basically, people say the Chinese dictator or whoever he is leader looks like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, and if you do that, they'll clap you over there in China. They don't play that. So basically, Taiwan got to hold that L. So all I can say is, bro. That's it.
Oh man,
that was Mickey Mouse, but
wow.
Moving on. Resident Evil 0, and Resident Evil 4 have a Switch release date. Let me go find it momentarily because this one I do actually know.
Talk about the price, man.
Switch tax, baby. Switch tax.
Isn't it like $40 or $30 something like that?
No. 40 is Resident Evil
$30 each.
30
each.
Wow.
So
yeah,
I thought 4 was 40.
That's crazy.
I thought 4 was 40 too.
Yeah.
So 30, 40.
So you would have to spend upwards of almost, well, not even upwards of like $100 without tax. If you add tax, then it go up. But I'm gonna just keep it about it. This is the reason I could never own the Switch to a degree. Even though there's games that I would like to play on the Switch, I can never see myself ever buying games on the Switch because of that tax. You're basically taxing me because of the portability aspect and the fact that it's coming out late on your console.
And the problem is, it's also you can't get them physical anywhere.
Oh yeah,
I will say,
but it's not physical at all.
No, you can't get them physical anywhere. They're all just digital. I mean, I think the 0 is physical, coming out with the physical.
I thought it was that expensive because of like the cartridges, but
like it should when you think about it. But I think they're just seeing that people will buy the game, so they'll put it up as a higher price. You know what I mean?
You know, Nintendo fans' complacency is their game.
Oh boy,
what I will say is
because generally it is higher because of the cartridge.
If the game does launch on the same day, then it follows all the sales of all the other outlets.
All right, so
if the game's on sale on PlayStation for $30, then it's on sale on the
so
Switch.
Kiddos, listen. Starting yesterday, they were taking pre-orders. All 3 games will release on the same day, May 21st, as digital downloads on the Switch eShop. Which remember when that next Nintendo console come out, your shit gonna be.
Yeah,
I need everybody though to go and buy Ape Out on Switch.
Oh man,
Ape Out.
Yep.
What I was gonna say was,
man, the only game people need to buy right now is Mario Rabbids because it's on sale for $20.
Ape
You
Out
mean Mario X
by Devolver Digital.
Wait. You mean Mario XCOM, babe?
Mario X. I'm gonna let Redhood see what he got to say.
no, I was gonna say is like they talk about how the Switch cartridges are expensive, but like if you want people to go more towards digital, why don't you just have a discount price of like $10 off?
I just fucked up.
I never understood that concept.
A lot of them are. A lot of the smaller companies do that.
No. But I was talking about like Nintendo like exclusives and stuff.
No, Nintendo ain't gonna do that.
Oh,
shit.
that's never gonna happen.
Because Nintendo games.
I know that's never gonna happen.
Quality.
I was saying, why don't they do that though? It just doesn't make sense.
Because they know they don't do it because people buy it anyways. That's why they don't do it.
What was that? Oh yeah, there we go.
I mean, should you say that to all companies? Because it's like they all would save money if we all started buying.
Yeah, and that's what they say is discs are like super expensive, and it's like okay, cool. Then have it at $60.
Discs
and then
are
have the
not that
digital version at
expensive,
50.
though.
No, they are because you have to print a lot of those. It's not like if you just did a couple or a limited run, that's pretty cheap.
No. It gets less expensive the more you do.
Because you're doing it in bulk, it's still pretty expensive when you think about it in comparison to the margins you would make. Like it's basically they're comparing the profit margin of doing just digital, and you can like give that back to the consumer because anytime you just do digital only, you cut
absolutely.
the price.
The thing is, developers when they sell games to like stores and shit, they're only making $30.
Yeah, because everybody.
And if they sold it online for $40, $50, they'd be making way more profit.
Yeah, but hey, world don't work like that shit. We almost there. Not just it. I'm always going to support physical media, but I understand why people want to go digital. I'm doing that somewhat myself.
Oh yeah, all my PlayStation games are physical.
I refuse.
Understandable. What was our topic was again? Jesus. Travis Strikes Back again. DLC Black Dandelion arrives next week.
They're still supporting that game. I'm surprised.
Hey, be respectful of fucking Travis Touchdown.
Listen. I think
I ride for Suda 51.
Listen, I think No More Heroes games are great.
All right.
That game that was recently put out, from what I've seen, was just not interesting. And hearing reviews and like seeing their opinions, like that's a big disappointment.
Okay.
I just don't understand why they're doing DLC. But that's just me. And then also holding, the sequel to another No More Heroes game under hostage with that game.
It's kind of early for DLC though. That's all I think. It's real early.
Some games drop DLC day of. Let's not do that.
Oh, man.
I'm just saying. If I'm lying, please show me. Show me the Carfax.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. But usually day one DLC tends to not be that great.
We got two HoloLens topics right quick session. One we ain't gonna touch on too much because people don't like politics on podcasts.
That shit ain't even meant for consumers, though.
HoloLens reveals Unreal Engine 4 support, and then the other one was the U.S. government had a military contract with Microsoft for a HoloLens, and the workers. I don't know. Like they haven't. Like I haven't heard word about it other than like there was. We don't want this done.
Y'all about to say it was the employees.
Yeah,
I was saying they don't want the contract from the U.S. government anymore.
Yeah, the employees.
No. What I saw is that they didn't want to make a weapon or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2K monitors on a nigga face, though.
Well, the thing is, the employees can't say anything about it, though.
I mean, but
Microsoft wants to do stuff with it. Microsoft's gonna do stuff with it.
I think the funny thing about that is the people who worked on HoloLens could all leave and go somewhere else. Like it's about keeping people that have made technology happy. Like those people can go to Google, Amazon, Apple, and make that same shit under a different name, and you go under the 8-ball because now you don't have anybody to iterate on that. Now that you innovated that. Like, I mean, I don't like, as I said, some people don't like hearing politics on podcasts. So I'm not going to touch on it much longer. I think it's a cool technology, personally. That's just me.
Oh, yeah. I ain't going to lie. What I'm seeing about the AR shit with HoloLens is pretty fucking fire.
Yeah, it looked interesting.
Like, bro, that's two 4K screens in front of each of my, one 4K, no, 2K. One 2K screen in front of
1440p.
2K, yeah. 1440p.
Don't nobody call that shit 2K.
It's 2K.
A lot of people.
Wait, whoa, 2K? What you talking about? Basketball?
No,
man.
Not sports talk again.
But yeah.
But if we was talking about wrestling, you'd be hyped to shit. Shut up.
Oh man.
Exposed.
I can get somebody though not wanting their product be used to kill people though. It's like you creating that as like a entertainment thing, and it's like no, they're using that to fucking shoot people in the face. It's like, bro, I don't want that.
Yeah, because then you feel responsible and have guilt. But moving on.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to say it like that. Let me do it like this. So, how many of us in here like Red Dead 2?
Me.
I like it.
Me.
Don't get me fucking started.
Oh man.
Next question. Who did y'all hear about this new DLC that Rockstar did?
Are we talking about online? Because
Red Dead Online is trash.
No, we ain't talking about.
You mean that beta?
Hold on. Children, hold on. Let me finish. Damn.
It's a beta.
We have a new survival game called Outlaws of the Old West.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
So beta.
So it's online. Then,
Can you explain what it is to everybody, Sentry?
I will. Give me a second, because I told you I'm working through my bookmarks, baby. You got to give me a second. I love you, but give me a damn second.
The longest running, only beta I know that ran longer than Rockstar's was fucking Warframe, though.
Hold on, wait. Y'all do realize Fortnite is technically still in early access and is never coming out of it, right?
That's why I said the only game I know that's longer than that is Warframe, because Warframe took forever to come out of beta.
Forever, my name Hardhead, baby. Yeah.
I think they just went 1.0 last year, though.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Wow.
Shit, where was I?
GTA was in beta for almost 2 years.
I fucking hate my bookmarks. I'm gonna have to redo these after the podcast.
Shit didn't come out of
beta. It don't
beta.
matter, bro.
It came out on a PlayStation 4.
Okay, here it is. I found it. Jesus.
The game basically dead though.
But the publisher is Wandering Wizard. The developer is Virtual Basement, and the game releases on March 12th. So 3 days before my game that I'll be playing most of
We're
March.
talking about the Red Dead beta, sir. What you talking
I ain't talking about no goddamn.
Man. I'm so confused. Are we still talking about the beta?
No, we're not talking about Red Dead.
We don't even know. We ain't get to tell people what the beta is, dog.
All right, so basically, it's a survival game with different type of environments. You in the Old West. So you get to crap buffalo and all types of other shit. And the goal is to bring the days of cowboys and deserts and create an entirely player-driven game.
Yeah,
player-driven. Wait a minute.
Wait, isn't this the Wild West Online
this
game
sounds
that
like
people thought
me.
was Red Dead back in the day?
No.
Some people did, yes. Basically, there's 150 people in the server. There's going to be few NPCs. There will also be few storylines and outlaws. There's no real quest to speak of. This shit is sounding more and more.
It's like Sea of Thieves, man.
Not
player driven.
The other game that people bought that has the number 76 on it.
Oh man. All I hear when someone tells me player driven and not much to do and have fun with your friends sounds like Sea of Thieves and.
Wait, Sentry, isn't this the game people thought was Red Dead back when?
No, that's separate. That's separate. I don't think.
So that's Wild West Online. What, is this a whole separate thing then?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Listen.
That's that game that they was talking about. Supposed to have some kind of real.
Oh my god! What now?
Bar or some shit, right? I think so. What you talking about, Redhood? Oh.
No, I'm just saying, like, I personally don't give a shit about any of this shit. Just give me an actual, like, storyline, like, expansion. Like, all this other shit that they're adding onto it, like, no one gives a shit.
We're talking about a whole different game, dog.
Wait, Oh, man, I thought we were talking about Red Dead 2.
Oh, man.
Get with the program, bro.
Oh, man. Honestly, I'm going to be completely honest, from this, too, this sounds like shit, too.
Okay, hold on.
Don't say shit till you play the game.
No,
I'm going to play it.
Here we go.
Hold on. I'm gonna play something before I call it shit. Please. I made that mistake too many times in the past to call some shit before I played it. No.
Me too. I do.
I refuse to do that. But the only reason I'm stopping right here is because I'm trying to figure out where on my topics list, because they can see the topics list on, like, either I forgot to put it on here or I'm fucking crazy.
Maybe you're going crazy, Sentry.
I might be, okay, no, it's on here, so I'll do that when I get to that. Okay, moving on. My bad, y'all. Okay, Sega. Shout out to Sega. Shout out to Sonic Mania, good game. They are moving from their old headquarters to a new one, or I think they're like abandoning it or something like that.
Sega, Xbox.
Oh, here.
Same thing.
Oh man, Sega being bought.
Wait. Sega made way better games than Microsoft did. They promised.
No, I'm just saying, like, as far as like the direction that both go in, Sega and Microsoft are basically the same thing.
All right, so this month, Sega is moving from their Japanese headquarters for the first time in decades. I thought it was BG. Leaving behind their Tokyo office near Tottori Station and moving north to Osaki, Tokyo. This new Sega building has Sega Sammy branded all over it, rather than the classic Sega logo on the older building, which they have sold the land for the equivalent of $47 million.
Jeez.
Yuji Naka, former Sega developer and head of Sonic team, he was out there like, yeah, I took my kids here. It's popping. Hold on, I'm gonna retweet it on Twitter like this. So if you want to figure that out, check my Twitter out. I retweeted it just now. So if you want to peep that shit, peep that. I still want a GTA 5 story expansion playing as Lamar. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but you ain't never gonna get it.
Yeah, dude. After they made so much money on that online, you're never getting like actual.
Yeah. If you wanna wait. I'm gonna point something out. Not point something out, but this is on my Hardhead, I think I told you about it. Maybe Hardhead and Strat, maybe Jig. I'm not sure. I may have like completely not told you at all, but I think I posted in one of these Discords the fucking Gary Vaynerchuk interview with Strauss Zelnick, who's the CEO of Take-Two. Go watch that shit, please, because it gives you insight on how they think, and that shit is fucking. It's actually quite interesting to a degree. Just go watch that. I'm gonna post the link in the Discords later. Trust, but what y'all think about that Shega moving though?
What does this mean exactly?
Yeah,
that just moving.
Nothing.
It's not super important. I just want to point it out because I'm like,
oh, okay.
It's gaming history. They moving from like one of the most iconic locations though.
Oh, if it's a better place, then go for it.
Maybe cheaper.
So, it helps them out or whatever. Yeah, cool.
Man, shout out to Sega fucking their life up like Microsoft.
Wait, Sentry. Are we gonna talk about that?
What
Judgment or / Judge Eyes dub, man? Because kind of looking spooky, my man.
The dub, I don't even think it's on the topics list. Now that I look at it.
I saw it on Twitter, and they're like doing a comparison between like the Japanese version and like the English dub, and I thought the English dub. Like, listen, I don't hate on dub at all. I'm big like vocal guy. Like,
no, I hate dub.
Yeah, I'm a full anti-dubber. Fuck dub.
Right. Like, that like the only time I won't listen to dub if it's excruciating like bad, like Tokyo Ghoul level bad dub. Like that's what I can't listen to.
Only dub I understand is Dragon Ball.
Like Judge Eyes and Judgment, like the dub to me is just really bad.
It depends on what I listen to first. If I heard the dub first, I will prefer it, but I can still watch both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I think Atlas does really good dubs when it comes to like their games. But like I don't know.
But that's the thing though. We have to realize that Sega, not Sega, but Sega treats Atlas as its own separate entity. They don't have much overlap.
Oh yeah, I know that. I just wish that they kind of gave that same type of treatment for dubbing, because I don't know how that process goes. If they're like, it's not that important. I know like people are like, asking for it, so we'll just get like not that great of voice actors to work on. I don't know if that's really the process they go.
Yeah.
They just probably find some random dude in the country who speaks English. Like, hey, read this line, bro.
Yeah, fine. It's like, you speak English? All right, let's have you on.
Is it? That might be crazy. Oh, okay, there it is. It's Source. It's Source.
Before you go, the worst thing I will say is trash is like when they have like it's a game, like a Japanese game, they speak like English, but it's like it's not supposed to be English. Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
Are you talking about like where sometimes in like Atlas games they're like they're speaking in Japanese, but they even legit have to translate English, and like is interesting when so dubbing bad. It too. Like,
oh my god, it's terrible.
Persona 5 does that because they have literally like a English literature class, and they'll like say, "Oh, translate this," and they're like, it's literally the same thing that they're saying. So it's like,
oh, you're talking about when from anime when the Japanese characters try to speak English.
Yeah,
that sounds terrible. Yeah,
and then when you do it dub, it's just weird too. It's like, oh, I guess we gotta try.
Which one of y'all idiots fucking with the fucking
Not me.
It's me, Mario.
Wait, what I'm doing?
Hey, stop, bro.
Oh, someone's highlighting.
I just added some stuff, dog.
Who's the llama?
Look, because the next topic we was going to talk about the PlayStation Plus free game lineup for March, dog.
That's two games.
It got reduced down to
who deleted stuff, bro?
Oh, that was me.
Man. It got reduced down to 2 games.
It's too much space between.
Yeah, well, originally, wasn't it like the PlayStation 4 always 2 games, and those 2 games?
No, it was like at one point they had like damn near 8 games.
Oh, okay.
No, it was like we would get 2, but some of those games would also be cross-buy.
No, wait. Hardhead, you remember how PlayStation Plus started out? You would get 2 for like at the start of PS4, you would get 2 for PS4, 2 for PS3, and like sometimes
and 2 for Vita.
No, sometimes 2 or 3 for Vita. It used to be sometimes 2 or 3.
Yeah, I thought it was like 2 for each, basically.
That's how it started out.
It was 2 for each.
They stopped really fucking with the Vita games, and now they stopped fucking with the PS3 game. But now it's only two games, period. Because some of those PS3 Vita games will cross-buy to where you get them on PS4 too.
What I would say is I was hoping that PlayStation would have done this, where they're like, all right, we're done supporting PlayStation 3 and Vita games, and we'll give you an additional 2 PlayStation 4 games.
They basically lining it up for the PS5, sir.
But they're giving you better PS4 games now.
What do you mean better? Oh my,
that's high quality
very
subjective with the games this year.
It's high quality.
Look, the free PlayStation Plus games for this month of March are The Witness and Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered.
2 highly acclaimed games.
Bro, if you don't get straight up out here, dog.
Right, am I lying?
But listen. I feel like this is very subjective, but for me, it's not that good.
Oh man, that game was great. But look, if PlayStation ain't really your steez,
wait, hold on. Games for Gold is not much better. They got Adventure Time, Pirates of the.
Games for Gold is trash this month.
Yeah, you get Adventure.
No, y'all can't do that, bro.
Okay, they got Metal Gear Rising: Revenge.
The only thing wait, children. The only thing redeeming this Xbox lineup is Star Wars Republic Commando. That's the only thing redeeming this. The
rest of
that
shit gas game though. But
look, the Xbox games with Gold or one of the Adventure Time games, Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2, a game we got like 3 years ago on PlayStation. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance and Star Wars Republic Commando.
I personally listen. I trash Xbox a lot, but I feel like their games are better.
Only 2 of those games are playable on Xbox One.
I'd rather 100% play Modern Warfare Remastered than any of the Xbox games.
But Republic Commando is a GOAT level game. Anybody disrespecting that game can come get the hands from me personally.
I feel like I understand that, but it's just too old to go back to though.
Wait, excuse my language. This motherfucker has a 78 on Metacritic. Do you know a 78 back then is basically a 99 now?
I'm not. You said it was. I never said it was a bad game. I'm
just checking.
I just said like that's too old of a game. Isn't that an original Xbox game?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that's too old to go back to. I feel.
For my PC people out there, we have the Humble Bundle monthly bundle. If you're still interested, I think it's too late now. But for March, we got Earth Defense Force 4.1. Make sure y'all go play that shit if you do have it. Vermintide 2. Cultist Simulator, Tower Unite, Lake Shift. That game was controversial as shit. Paradigm, another controversial game. Fighting Rage, Slipstream, and that's it. 9 games. Don't even sound like I named 9 games, did I?
How much is that bundle, Hardhead?
That's the Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle monthly bundle. That's $12. Fuck.
Damn, this man can't speak.
And don't forget Epic. Make sure y'all go and redeem Thimbleweed Park for free on Epic Game Store.
Oh, y'all just gonna do that.
And if you haven't already, this was announced. I think we already talked about this a long time ago. But the March games for Nintendo Online, the best service out there, are Kirby Adventure and Super Mario Brothers 2. Don't forget you can play that Super Mario Brothers 2 in co-op. Get your friend and y'all do that there,
But you need to pay online.
All right, so
you gonna play me Hardhead? Pause.
Oh
man.
All right, next part. It's actually a topic on here I need to get into before we get into the last couple ones. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy is coming to the West on April 9th, and that's I believe Switch and Xbox, which is weird to say. I don't believe there's any physical versions of those games either. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. And now, if I can find it in my bookmarks, because I'm a fucking idiot, my bookmarks is getting deleted and rebuilt from scratch after this. I promise. I'm not even. I really don't have any patience for this anymore. Where the fuck was it? Jesus fucking Christmas.
Jesus Christ.
What was the name of the company that owns the rights to The Walking Dead again? I forget.
Skybound.
Oh yeah, that's right. So Skybound took the license away from the people that did Payday 2. What's their name? Oh yeah, for Overkill's Walking Dead. So basically, they are basically saying, yeah, y'all can't fix this game. Fuck that game. This shit was trash, nigga.
No, dude, that statement was Skybound put out was a big slap to the face. A big one.
I would feel some type of way too. You just fucked up a fucking golden ticket to make a good game.
And we still haven't gotten besides the Telltale Walking Dead, right? We haven't actually got like a legit like good Walking Dead game.
Never will, probably.
I don't think it's hard to make that a good game out of that series, bro.
I'm gonna tell you
it shouldn't be that hard.
Right, it's because of the vision and the production that people will want for something like that. Like for example, and this is the reason I'm about to use Days Gone as an example. You would want your typical Walking Dead game to be like Days Gone, pretty much. That would be what you would want, right?
That's what it's gonna be, though.
But that's my thing. It's a issue of investment and like getting a team that's willing to do that. I feel like if they went to Sony and say we want them to do that, fine. But you're not going to get that level of product from somebody like Overkill. They're a smaller team. They don't make those type of games like that. And even then, they had issues putting out fucking Payday 2 on fucking console. And I can tell you how much of an ordeal that bullshit was. I will never buy another one of their games on console again. It's just no.
Yeah.
It's like literally it came to a point where on one of their update videos on console, they said just buy our game on PC. I'm not even.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I would never buy the game on console.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that they make good co-op products personally, but I can never support them on console because of this, and the fact that they've had many other projects and other shit that they have going on. I understand why it happened, so I'm gonna shut up now and let y'all speak because I want to pour these Skittles out and eat them. So
yeah, I know. Like they canceled the console versions, PC versions still I believe live or active. Personally, I mean. The game's bad. Like I haven't played it, but from what I heard, big disappointment and big yikes. And the way that statement was just put, man, I was like, yikes when I read that thing. Yeah, because that was a big slap to the face.
I mean, but is it really?
Well, it was pretty harsh.
Basically, from what Sentry's saying, like that.
Oh no, I'm not excusing like how bad the game is.
I made it sound a lot nicer than what they said. I'm gonna repeat verbatim what they typed.
Yeah, repeat it. It's pretty bad.
We did our best to work with Starbreeze and resolve many issues that we saw with the game. But ultimately, Overkill's The Walking Dead did not meet our standards, nor the quality that we were promised. Statement reads in part.
I don't think it would have helped.
Well, Payday 2 was never a quality game either.
I mean, it was a good co-op title, but it's not.
Yeah, but it was never. It was never like a quality game, though.
It was never this like super amazing, like fucking 90 or 85 plus Metacritic game.
So, should we stop blaming the devs and blame the person who gave them that fucking power? Like,
just blame the devs.
Like, do you blame somebody if you give them the power to punch through people's chests? They punch two people's chests. Like, do we blame them or do we blame the person who gave them that power?
Yeah, you're right. They should have known better than to give it to that developer, to be honest.
What in the world? Hold on. Okay, there we go.
It makes sense.
No, but to keep it $150, like they're just not a studio made for that type of title. They're a B plus studio, like not B. They're like a C tier studio. If I'm gonna keep it $150, yeah. I ain't being dismissive and mean like that, but that's what they are, and they can't.
I mean, that's not dismissed. Sometimes you gotta realize what you are to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
If you stop trying to make A tier games, and you're not A tier, like you don't have that talent. Or that know how to make that. Like you can work in your level and make great games. So there's studios who do it. They realize we're not that, but we can make great games at what we're good at. You realize that you can do a lot.
That's why I'm kind of spooked throughout Playground.
Oh man,
what about Playground?
Wherever RPG they're making,
people were like, okay, come on now. If we're gonna be honest, people were.
Here's my thing: if
games making Horizons,
that's the example. There's always an exception to some rules. Not every rule, but to some rules there is an exception. I'm willing to give them the attempt, like I gave Guerrilla the attempt. And look, Guerrilla made a tentpole IP for Sony going forward into the future.
It did. With that amount of sales that game got.
10 million. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
But moving
man,
on.
they actually got me to buy DLC, which is rare. I usually don't buy DLC.
Dude, I have not gotten that DLC.
I haven't played it yet, but I bought it, which is like
I need to do that. I need to buy it.
So we're gonna move back into line, and we're gonna talk about these Evo games. So Evo lineup for this year was announced.
I talked to y'all like
Fuck Evo.
Oh man.
Why you mad? Why you mad about Evo, huh? Oh, why you mad?
They banned DOA, though.
Well, something about Evo Japan has something to do with that. Like that's not really on them. That's on the what happened to Evo Japan.
I know. I keep telling everybody that, but fuck them for that, though.
I mean, you can't.
Just wanted to eat some good pussy, dog.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was eating the demon pussy, dog.
Okay, first and foremost, excuse me. I'm struggling.
First.
Yeah, first. No, like it don't matter. It's like you a TO. You can't let that shit be going down. If they told you that's not what they was gonna do, and you the TO, it's like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Look, man, I just want to know whose mind was perverted enough to catch that one frame where his face was in her pussy while she was doing the Ahagao face. If y'all know what an Ahagao face is,
we down here. We're moving on.
Who was in the middle of a match? Who caught that frame? I just want to know.
Wait, are you blaming that person for some bullshit?
Yes, because how the fuck do you even notice something like that?
Man got good eyes. Man, the lady got good eyes.
No, I don't know, bro.
He was eating the cooch, like the gooch. He was all up in
All right,
the gooch.
We out.
We definitely got to move on. This man, wow. So let me get back to this lineup.
Yeah,
the lineup.
Didn't they get Melee the fuck up out of there?
We're gonna get to that too. Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Soul Calibur 6, MK11, Samurai Showdown, lit. Under Night, In Birth, EXE, like a bunch of bullshit I can't pronounce because I don't know how they pronounce it. Somebody get their phone because your phone ring. All I can say is this. So this is the first year since 2013, I almost said 03, that Melee will not be present at Evo. Fuck Melee and their fan base. Y'all a bunch of hoe boys. And I want y'all to pull up on me so I can swing on all of you.
Bunch of dirty ass niggas.
Bro, when they said, oh man, these people that come to tournaments don't take showers, I instantly knew who they was talking about.
Yeah, just
I just seen what got DOA banned, bro. That's dumb.
Yeah, it is dumb. I saw it.
It is dumb, but I can't.
I say when you look at it, you think for a second, you like, how do you even notice something like that? You have to really be thinking about, oh look, he just smashed his head in a pussy. Like what?
You really got up on this, but
and they really just sat there and rewinded.
He's a DOA fan,
yeah, that was
right. No, you can't say that's not fuckery to sit in the middle of a fight and rewind a replay of this man putting his face in her pussy. Like that's ridiculous to me.
Hey, that's what they do in Japan, baby.
Yeah.
That's Japan for you. That's Japan. Yeah, but
it's a power. I'm pretty sure you can find that in other games too, though.
But look, I'm gonna be honest.
Japan.
DOA not ready for Evo anyways. It probably would have been ready by Evo, but the state of the game right now, the game's not ready.
It would have been ready by August 2nd?
Oh, definitely.
I don't know.
They support their games.
But in further news about Evo, not Street Fighter, but Dragon Ball will not be a Sunday game. I forget. It's another game that's not on Sunday either. But I can't remember which one. But your Sunday games are, of course, Street Fighter, Tekken, and I think one or two other games. So that should. I think it's MK11. Yeah, that's a Sunday game. But to be honest, most of these are going to be won by a furry with no fundamentals who is gay. Shout out to Sonic Fox.
Oh man!
Wow.
That says a lot of good things about Ultimate. The fact that Ultimate was good enough to where they only need one fucking Smash game at Evo. Hopefully, it stays that fucking way.
Yeah.
Somebody from the Discord said I wasn't good at Gears.
Oh yeah, that was Ignition. I was like, oh,
who?
Ignition.
Who?
Oh,
Ignition.
I got the keys to Ignition. Oh, let me fall back.
Oh no.
Are you going to jail like him too?
Trying to go to McDonald's chicken.
Wait. Ignition has never seen me in Gears, first and foremost. And
yeah, I don't know why he was saying that.
Here's my thing: like you have never played with me. First and foremost, anybody who's tracking the test of playing with me, he knows how I get down the gears. I'll fuck up 3 people until
no, dude. I fought.
How did this get back on topic?
No, dude. I fought Strat like Sentry 1-on-1. The dude is makes people look like they're novice at the game.
Please don't bring my name.
Can I say something? I think I went up against Sentry. I think it was him. It was me, BG, and somebody. Him and like, was it with Kofi number or something?
It was that was back when it was me, Vision, Strat, and the rest of them when we was playing Gears. You talking about that?
Good day.
Like no joke, this man is really that good, dog. Like,
yeah, that's what I was saying.
I may be here talking shit like no
Ignition or
like if I had a number one pick on the team, it'd probably be him, bro. Like he's that good, dog.
I don't think he's ever faced you, so I don't know why he was saying that.
Back on topic, I ain't got time. What the fuck my topics go again? I hate when my computer does that. Okay, so we talked about Evo. Shout out to that. Shout out to Son of Fox. I love that dude. Respawn Star Wars game will be revealed April 13th at Star Wars Celebration. Also, in further news about this, writer Chris Avalon of Obsidian fame, so he on that fuck Obsidian tip, by the way, still. I don't know why. He was working on that game as a writer.
Good.
So hopefully this game is good. Its work is running on Unreal Engine 4, so hopefully we do not have any fuckboy frostbite issues.
Oh no! I also heard you're like a Padawan as well in the game, so you're like seeing like the aftermaths and stuff like that, and basically surviving the stormtroopers after the execution order of 66.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So yeah, like it's pretty dope, and from what I'm hearing, it's like a lot of hardcore, even like the hardcore ones are like super hyped up about the news, and I don't like saying this, but they're more hyped up for this type of news than they are for the new Star Wars movie trailer that will probably be announced / released at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, probably because the last one was a dumpster fire.
Yikes. Man.
Shout out to Amy Hennig, dog.
Yeah, it's crazy because like that. I believe like the Fallen Order is going to be a single player unless they're going to have some multiplayer aspects to it. Which
hold on, speaking of her, right quick, because I don't think I had this as a topic. She said and brought up that she doesn't think a game like Uncharted could be greenlit in this time period. And I stand against that by saying that there's a lot of people who want single player games, and Sony would probably greenlight something like that. If she means specifically Uncharted,
she elaborated. She said a game that was basically bare bones and it was short. That's what she said. That's how she described it.
And we gotta like also like kind of not like talk about PlayStation as a whole, like other publishers, because not many publishers
PlayStation is different.
They say like, oh, we're definitely gonna greenlight that game. Look at like EA, for instance. Like it's literally strictly like multiplayer games that have somewhat of a not even really a decent campaign, but a meh campaign, and they're strictly focusing in on monetization and loot boxes, microtransactions, going to the battle royale, as seeing the same thing with Call of Duty with Blackout and all the other ones. It is what it is. But like like PlayStation, of course, and PlayStation's acquiring new studios, and they're gonna want to have the studios that are passionate about single player games. So
we gonna get it talking about that because y'all made me make that a fucking topic.
But I was just saying, look at like Microsoft and Scalebound, dog. Look, there was it was a game that looked like it had a good single player, but oh no, let's make it co-op and all this other shit. It's like, bro, no. I mean, yeah, I would have liked that, but if that was going to like mess up like the frame rate and stuff, like I really
quality of the game.
Yeah,
just give me a single player game. It looked like it was being fired, dog.
And basically, like they had a time schedule, right? Now, Platinum Games with time schedules and management, it's messed up, right? I'm not gonna sugarcoat that, but when you say, "Hey, add a co-op to it," that's gonna like delay the project even further, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, so we have to do co-op in this campaign and add all this stuff and change the level designs or like add some stuff to it so co-op makes sense." Like the same shit happened with Dead Space 3.
Yes, but But yeah, we're gonna move on to the last of the general topics. Amazon and Electronic Arts submit bids for the Nexion holding firm. So what that means is, I believe the Nexon. I said Nexion. It's Nexon. Excuse me, because I can't speak or talk or read. I am totally BG. This is not good. This is not good at all. Hey, oh yeah. By the way, if I haven't said it before at least 5 times, fuck my bookmarking system.
Damn.
Facts. Oh, man.
I'm really sick and tired of this shit.
Facts. Fuck your bookmarks.
There you go. I like that. I just had fuck them sayings, got us working like slaves.
SS, what's his name? SS9K is pretty funny.
I'm getting sick and tired. I'm literally gonna be looking for this for at least 5 seconds, for at least a whole 60 seconds. I'm about to be heated. Oh, there it is. Thank God. Fuck it. Nexon, the Korean company behind games like MapleStory, and they have a bunch of mobile successes, is selling off their holding firm, and a lot of major companies that are looking. A lot of major companies are looking to invest. Amazon, Comcast, Electronic Arts made bids in the first round for NXC Corp. So basically, you're not buying Nexon, but you're buying the firm that owns Nexon. So basically, by proxy, you would own Nexon.
That's spooky.
Yeah.
Yo.
Crazy.
Who having drag races, dog? Facts.
Somebody out there burning it up.
I'm glad it's not in my neighborhood right now. Usually that shit happens.
Oh my god.
Oh man, Redhood.
It'd be other thing chasing somebody down the street in his neighborhood, dog.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wait, speaking of that, y'all saw that video that mailman?
Oh
man.
Dude, when he put out that trash can, it just got me like Vietnam flashbacks.
Yo, my boy picked up the trash can. Looked like he was about to hit that man with the greatest finishing WWE move of all time. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
No, that shit, when he picked up the trash can, just brought flashbacks to Kira with a freaking trash can being people.
You thought you was gonna drop that shit? Oh man.
Happened on my cousin block.
Oh man, that happened on Frank block.
Yeah, it happened on my cousin block.
Well, y'all be having getting a fucking knife. If dog run up on me, is getting stabbed, dog.
Yeah, they had a meeting at our office about that too. Like, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
But
oh man, gotta watch some dogs.
Yeah, it happened to me before. I had to beat a fucking dog with a scanner. He was tackling me.
Hey, wait! I got a question. Y'all talking all this hot shit, but any of y'all put a fucking mountain lion in a headlock?
Nah.
How about you put out a mountain lion in the headlock?
I ain't about that shit. I was talking shit.
Oh,
I put a cat in the headlock.
You should just be like a heavily downgraded mountain lion.
Hey, it is.
I heavily downgraded mountain lion. Redhood 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk about Jigga being the GOAT. Facts.
Goat. What GOAT?
Anywho, we gonna move on from the general topics to the main topics of the podcast. An hour and 12 minutes in. Pokemon Shield and Sword, talk about it. I have no.
All right, so
wait. I have one comment.
One comment.
Let's trash.
Well, it's a little bit more than one comment, but y'all can debate this afterwards. And if y'all interrupt, I'm gonna slap all of y'all in the fucking mouth. First and foremost, the water starter looks fucking crazy, and I like it for whatever reason. Also,
depressed bubble.
Hey, what I just say? No interruption. God dang it. Anywho,
it's a fucking depressed bubble.
Wow. Secondly, I think the game, in terms of like the aesthetic, they're supposed to be going to the UK. So if you've seen the Pokemon memes where they talking about, "Hey, you slag, I'll fuck you up," and I'm like, this is top level banter.
Nah, boy, you slag, I'll fuck you up.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh man, 21 Savage gonna pop up, dog.
Hold on, his name is Sir. It's Sir 21.
Sir 21 the first.
That's definitely gonna be my Pokemon name, and I mean my player name.
Yeah. I'll name my Pokemon by my mixtape again if I get that shit. But anywho, I think the game Could be fun. I know this is the last game that what's the name of the dude who does Pokemon right now, Hardhead?
The director. I forgot who it is.
Wait, which one? Say it again.
The director of Pokemon, the producer.
Oh, Masuda.
Yeah, this is his last game. I think he's retiring, right?
Yeah, this is his last Pokemon game. Thank God.
Okay, so I'm done speaking on this. I will let y'all talk. I'm gonna sit here, eat my Skittles. If y'all need me, holler.
I think I'm the only real Pokemon fan.
Whoa, wait a minute. Dude, I'm playing Pokemon on this podcast right now. What the heck?
Run my face. Did you buy Let's Go?
Dude, no, I bought it 2 days ago when you told me to buy it.
Oh, look at this.
I don't feel like Let's Go is really a real Pokemon game.
Let's Go is cool.
It's a mainline game. They came
I don't consider that a real one, though.
It don't matter what you consider. It's a mainline game.
Okay. I don't consider that a mainline game.
It wasn't that bad, though.
Okay, so I'm playing the game right now. It's kind of a remake and not a remake at the same time because it takes place years after whatever you want to call it, Red and Green and Blue and shit like that, right? It takes place because Blue has beaten the Elite Four, and then they talk about another trainer that beat Blue, which we would assume is Red. So I played it. I'm what level am I? My Pokemons are like right now around the level 30 mark. For me, the whole problem I have with this game right now is just I don't really care for the art style. I really don't. And the new Pokemon game just has better art style and stuff like that.
It's just a softer version of.
Yeah, I don't know. Just like the character models look more round. And I was just
you're right. They got rid of a lot of the cell shade.
Yeah, and like also I just don't care for like the catching mechanic. It just gets annoying, and it's like when you get the like little circle like so dang small and get an excellent, and the Pokemon just comes out like gets out. And you're like,
hey, man, Pokemon Go. That's Pokemon Go for you.
But that's not Pokemon for you, period.
I know that, but like throwing it I hate aiming and stuff like that. It just gets annoying.
Hey, you get used to it, though.
I have maybe 10 hours already, I think. I would have to look. Actually, let me pull up the stats real quick because...
You play in a handheld Redhead?
Yeah, of course I'm playing in handheld. I'm not going to put this thing on the TV.
I don't think I have Red Hood on Switch. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's how you know that dunking me, dog.
Okay, oh, man. So I have 11 hours, actually, in 19 minutes. So me, it's like that. I'd rather have random encounters as well, but I do like how the Pokemons populate the world, and I do see some complaints about that in the new game because they want to have it more lifelike and seeing Pokemon everywhere.
It needs to be random though.
And I do agree. Like I see both points though. I really see both points.
Because if you look, just see where the Pokemon's at, then you just go around it.
Random,
right?
Yeah.
But no, look. The thing is, this is my problem with the motherfuckers that's talking about that. Before Pokemon Let's Go came out, they was all bashing the game because you could see every fucking Pokemon before you even get it. They get the game and they'll like it. Now this game get announced and all of a sudden y'all want to flip it.
I'm still sticking to the same thing.
All right.
I'm to this point where I understand both points, and what I would like is to see the Pokemon as well as battle the Pokemon. That's how I think I'm in that type of camp.
Yeah, I want to see him and like be able to dodge him if I want to, because I'm like,
but I don't want to catch him like Let's Go style. That's what I think that I'm into that camp. I don't even think there's a camp. There's one that's just random battles and one that's just populated. And to actually catch, there's some kids that like Let's Go, like catching mechanics, and they're like, hey, are they going to have that same catching mechanic? I'm like, I hope not. And thank goodness they announced that there's.
And you know what? You just said the key word, kids, because that's who the fuck that shit was made for.
Yeah, it was. Let's know it was. They were talking about it like they liked the catching mechanic in that game, and I could care less about that thing. It's just unappealing to me, and it's just like I tried to like legit in that game for Let's Go. Like you have to capture Pokemon. Trainers like you don't get as much XP as you do catching Pokemon. Something like put that down.
A quick tangent, and then we can continue. I just refreshed my Twitter, and the idea that Xbox tweeted out a piece of king cake, and I am fucking offended.
Oh, what?
They did what?
ID at Xbox tweeted out a piece of king cake, and I'm fucking offended, dog.
I just said coon cake.
King cake.
I don't even know what that is.
That's the carnival cake, the Mardi Gras cake.
Yeah.
Y'all never seen it before? I'm gonna put one on screen for y'all. But continue.
Yeah, I think that's really my whole spiel about Let's Go. I don't think they added anything else unless they added it like they did with the remake of Ruby and Sapphire with an extra content towards the ending after the Elite Four. I don't know if they did something like that, but talking about the actual like main like announcements, you know, we did find out that there were 10 million people that bought Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, which that was a lot. I wasn't expecting that much, but it is Pokemon after all, and they did get the people that do like Let's Go onto that game as well.
But one thing about them being in the overworld, the Pokemon, like in Let's Go, is there really a need for repels then?
Yeah, you do.
I get repels, but I never use.
I didn't use repel like at all. Like the 35 hours I played in Let's Go Eevee, because I just feel like I didn't need to.
I don't know how it works, but yeah, I don't know. Actually, I don't think it is repels. It's something else. But
no, like I'm pretty sure it's repel. Like let me pull it up because I have it open right now. Because I keep getting repels and shit like that. And I'm like, why the fuck do I need repels?
Right, yeah, because like you could just dodge them.
Yeah, is it under?
Just like make some less and come near you. I don't know, bro.
Here, let me see. Medicine pocket? Nope.
I don't think there are repels. There's lures, but I don't think there are repels.
Power up battle pocket? No.
Huh.
Candy? Nope.
Anyway, it's Grookey Gangrene.
Oh yeah. It's repel. There's repel. An item that drives away wild Pokemon so you won't encounter them for a short time.
Yeah. I don't think I bought one single repel.
So I don't know why you wouldn't. You just walk around it.
Yeah.
Let me in.
Makes sense.
Let me in.
That just made no sense whatsoever. But to go into the actual like main topic and with Sword and Shield, I do like enjoy the new like the thinner and more not round designs of them. The character models and stuff like that. Like I just like that art style more. I think the environments look good. I know some people are bashing it for like saying it's like 3DS res or something like that. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if this was originally a 3DS game then just ported to the Switch. We have no idea.
Are the characters still pre-teams?
I don't know.
You don't know.
They look kind of. I don't know. They look kind of. I don't know.
Anywho, can we talk about all the hating ass old niggas who mad that people hyped about the game?
Okay,
I know.
In a bit, because I would say, oh man,
that's a king cake, by the way.
Huh?
That's a king cake.
Oh, one of those. My bad. I knew what that was.
That doesn't look good.
It is. No, it really is. It's just.
It's like if a cinnamon roll had the perfect amount of icing on top of it.
I actually don't like mine with that much icing on it though.
That's why I said the perfect amount of icing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I like that shit dry. Like I don't like any icing on it.
Oh, the cinnamon roll?
No, I'm talking about king cake.
Oh, that's king cake.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say, like the character, like the starters for the Pokemon, like I'm gonna keep it honest. Like I don't think I've liked any designs of the starters since Sinnoh region. I feel
Grookey looks awesome.
Grookey
the shit.
Like listen, I just don't like any of them. And my thing is, Hardhead's gonna hate me for saying this. I'm going for the fire starter Pokemon, like usual.
If you ain't choosing Grookey, I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah, basic ass motherfuckers.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Like I go with Cyndaquil, I go with Torchic, I went with a Charmander.
Because you're a basic ass.
Bro, everybody knows that the fucking grass Pokemon are the strongest.
The grass,
yeah, but they look
I would say water. Like
man, you go to grass. Grass Pokemon are the best.
Because grass, you have to build those Pokemon to be good.
I'm gonna be completely
they just give y'all shit out the gate, so y'all can just.
Bro, once you build your grass Pokemon, it's undefeatable.
I felt like Mudkip was the strongest.
Nah, bro, grass Pokemon.
Chikorita.
They heal themselves during battle, bro. That's the shit right there. They take your health away and put it on themselves.
This man and his basic ass fire starter.
Hey, man, I already just stop hating on fires, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all basic ass niggas who need a head start in Pokemon, though.
Oh man.
What do you mean?
That's all you're doing with a fire starter. You're just getting a head start at the game.
Head start, oh man, we complain about people's
You do realize after the start, if you had Charmander, you would struggle.
Yeah, you'll struggle in the first couple gyms actually.
Only in Gen 1. Only in Gen 1.
No, in terms of like, if we talking about the Charmander, fucking what Bulbasaur, fucking
Squirtle was the strongest one.
That's my thing. You don't realize if you choose Charmander, you're struggling 2/3 of that game.
Nobody beat no game with no fucking Charmander. I mean,
I did. What?
That was a struggle. Like I beat it with all three. Charmander was the hardest.
Time though. That's the only time ever since then. Fire starters have been nothing but a big ass head start to Pokemon games.
Because of Charmander, they were like, bro, the devs of Pokemon was like, yeah, we did our people wrong. We gotta let them breathe.
There's been small exceptions where there's one of the other two starters are on par with the fire starters, but every single game the fire starter ain't number of fucking.
Didn't Chikorita turn into Blaziken if I remember correctly?
And that is fire.
Wait,
no,
Chikorita's Leaf.
Chikorita. No, I don't know what the fuck turned it. Was it the little chicken? I thought it was Chikorita. My bad.
Oh man.
Wait, what is Chikorita? I don't.
That's that ugly ass
little green leaf dog looking thing.
That was Bayleaf.
No, that's the second evolution of Chikorita, sir.
Oh, okay, that's my okay.
Gangnam. Nobody used that fucking shit.
I fuck with Bayleaf. Bayleaf was fucking lit. I fuck with it.
And that was another game where Cyndaquil was just fucking OP as fuck.
Cyndaquil was lit. I do know what game you're talking about.
Explosion? Come on, dog. Who's fucking
Cyndaquil? I do agree with that one. Cyndaquil was OP.
But I will also say that Totodile was on par with Cyndaquil. But at the same time, every single game, fire starters ain't nothing but a head start. There's exceptions, like small exceptions, like Gen 3, fucking Trico was fire. When you get Trico's third evolution.
No, Trico was the shit.
Indeed.
Flying grass type niggas wasn't ready for that shit though.
Anywho, let's move on from Pokemon unless y'all got anything else to say about it.
Looking forward to it.
I want to touch on something my man Ford said. Shout out to Ford. Everybody was doubting what he said. I do think he had a point, just not with this game. The games need to evolve. Like, if you looked at any of the videos from the biggest Pokemon fans out there, they were kind of upset by the reveal because they can tell it's just another Pokemon game.
Yeah, but it's like super hard to do. Like, I like when franchises evolve, but like I don't know how you would evolve.
This is one of the main problems though. Every time they do add something new, they take it out the very next game.
Oh, I'm about to say something, and y'all might be upset about this, but we have to realize on some level that Pokemon is Nintendo's version of Madden fucking 2K.
Why'd you get so loud all this time?
No, my microphone volume was a mess.
It's like Nintendo's Ubisoft game, dog.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I don't believe that. No, I can't say that because they've made great decisions in certain games in the series, but they always go away and take out the shit that they added to the game. Like this is the one series that's not like take Assassin's Creed for example. Yeah. Every time you see something new in Assassin's Creed, that usually gets carried over to the next game. But when it
stays with the game for like 5 years.
Yeah. But with Pokemon, they'll add something to the game and then take it out. Like if they had all the additions from all the previous Pokemon games, Pokemon would be like one of the top 2 series of all time right now. It would be. I would put it up there with Witcher if they never took out none of the shit that they have.
I'm about to say something. Wait. I'm about to say something that's gonna probably fuck you up, Hardhead. Mechanically, if they added all this shit in there, a lot of people would be complaining it's too complex.
Yep, that's another thing. It would actually be a difficult game. It'd be one of them games that people go to like, you can't even beat a Pokemon game, can you, nigga? Like that's what it would be at this point. It would be that hard of a game to beat.
I mean, personally, it
would also be one of the longest fucking JRPGs out there if they kept all the shit from the previous games.
No, you know what's funny about us having this particular conversation? I said this: no matter what we do, we never know how much Nintendo or Game Freak or whoever provides the funding for the game. We don't know how much they put into that. So that leads into a question: what is actually like? How much money do they really put into Pokemon?
I think with the Switch hardware, like Baron kind of had a point, but he didn't have a point. He was they do have more that they could do with the Switch hardware. I believe with Switch hardware they can put everything they did from those previous games into this game.
My thing is, do you think that this game, because some people think it was a port from 3DS, do you think it was natively made for this system, or do you think?
Okay. No, I think it was on a 3DS.
No, because I guess now I see why people was trying to bring up the 3DS screenshots. If you look at the art styles, like get rid of all the what's the call the shit with the lines on the screen? What that shit called?
I don't know.
Whatever the fuck the 3DS screen shit. If you look at the art styles from the 3DS game to Let's Go to this game, the art style is on. It's damn near the exact same thing as the 3DS games, and it's just moved to an HD version like Let's Go.
Yeah.
This game doesn't look like it was made from the ground up for the Switch. I can't say that. That's why I feel like once the suit is gone, we're gonna see this game take a totally different fucking route.
The thing is, it's like I do think that if you really want that like major overhaul, that'll be in the next game. But did they say if there was going to be another Pokemon game? Because someone was saying that.
Yeah, the series ain't nowhere near
over. No. I was saying like another game, like kind of like that. There's going to be a mystery dungeon game or something like that.
Oh yeah, there's rumors of like they have like spin-off series out there. Yeah. There's rumors that there might be another fighting game. There might be another mystery dungeon. I feel like if they did any of that, it'd probably be Stadium at this point. But there's rumors of all those games existing. But we don't like speaking on shit like that.
But I actually do like those things too, like Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah, all the spin-off games was fire, bro.
Yeah, I like the first two. I haven't. There was a third Mystery Dungeon game, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't played the third one.
It came out not too long ago, to be honest. I think it was like.
Was it good or was it?
If I recall, it was pretty decent. I don't remember everything about it, so I struggle to say it's amazing or anything like that.
I got a friend who plays all of them. I could probably ask him.
I really enjoyed the first two.
But Hardhead, remember to finish sharing your screen.
Nah, dog. Everybody got to see the king cake. Dog.
No. Make that your picture then. But we gonna move on to some more BS. So this week, THQ Nordic held an AMA on the image board 8chan. Now, for those of you who don't know what 8chan is, I'm not going to tell you because it's a bunch of bullshit and I don't feel like going into it because it would take me at least probably 45
Just in the name. It's in the name. Just take 4chan and multiply it by 2, dog.
Yeah, it's twice the fuck.
That cancer, that's what you need to.
It's pretty
voice.
And child pornography.
Yeah, THQ Nordic, they said we're going to hold an AMA on the site, in which during this AMA, the PR person said F Jews, effing in words, and a bunch of other wild shit. So
I'm surprised that man still has a job.
All I know is I want to get y'all opinions before y'all say anything.
Because then the PR person say, "Oh, we didn't know about the what type of site that is and stuff like that." It's just like,
how could you not know? It's such a specific site.
And hearing, like you said that, right, Sentry? That he said all that stuff.
Basically, I don't want to say he did because I do not know if I don't like. I don't want
the guy. I think it's the community manager that was apologizing for everything.
Yeah, but
so I don't know.
Hold on, let me go look. I don't want to accuse somebody. I want to know for sure if he said.
Because I'll say whoever said that, man, if they still have a job, surprise.
I mean, they probably do. It's America.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm reading through what he said right now. PR and marketing director Philip Brock and product director Reinhardt Police, they were part of the AMA, and there was, I don't want to accuse them of this because they're not very clear about who said what, but the thread was filled with racist remarks, anti-Semitic remarks, slurs, and pornography. And when asked about lollies, the term for underage girls, it had a naked adult standing behind 2 younger girls.
Yeah, disgusting.
So yeah, I just want to point this out because there's a Game Informer article that they posted. I think it was it was today. And if you go read the comments on it, They're like, we don't want politics in our games and all this other stuff. I'm like, I need to get this across to everybody right quick. So if y'all don't mind, don't say nothing. I just need people to understand this. Everything in life is inherently political. If you agree with it, you don't mind it because it doesn't fuck with your peer view of everything you're seeing around you, and it doesn't fuck with your perception of how you see events and everything else. When something comes into your sight, your peer view, into your bubble, that little bubble that you form around yourself to protect yourself from everything you don't like, you have a problem. Let me say this clearly to you. We do not live in a bubble. We live in a society where there's multiple people of different backgrounds, religions, creeds, whatever. What they did, and I'm not saying that they did in particular because we do not have those details, so I don't want to cause or accuse anybody unjustly. That's not okay. You know the reputations of these sites. You can't feign ignorance. You know what 8chan is. You know what 4chan is to a degree. You know how people get down on these sites. It's not okay. I genuinely don't give a fuck. I don't want anyone to lose their job, but to be honest, the person that was part of these, the persons that were part of this should lose their jobs. This is not okay. It doesn't set a good example for the industry that has fought for fucking representation of different people of different creeds, religions, races, genders, whatever. It don't fit right with that. We can't sit here and claim to want diversity on the same hand, call somebody a F and M word on the internet. It don't work that way. It damages the progress that's been made. So if you feel this way, you can bounce. If you don't like it, don't watch podcasts. I understand completely. But we're not going to sit here and ignore this shit because it happened. Now that I said that, back on subject. So what y'all want to say about it?
Well, like I said, I don't see how they could make that mistake of going to that website. Like, it's in the name. It's like, you know what 4chan is, so like 8chan, doesn't that get you thinking, maybe?
I heard, I don't even know what that, like, what is 4. I know what 4chan is, but I don't know, like, what it is, if you get what I'm trying to say. Like,
oh, it's just basically a bunch of edgelords saying racist and anti-Semitic and homophobic shit.
So it's basically where they run away to because they need quote unquote freedom,
free speech, and like 8chan is supposedly like the owner. He said he's all about free speech. So even if people post child pornography, he doesn't want to infringe on their free speech.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
I think no, I don't want to misquote. I think it was the community manager was trying to say this, and I highly doubt that this was the case. That they were approached and they did not do any research, which I highly doubt. Like if that's your way of doing things, it's pretty bad if you don't do your research on said company, because you don't want a PR disaster like this.
It was the PR guy who did the whole damn thing.
Yeah. Also, hold on, sorry to interject, but my problem is most of the general gaming media has not touched the subject since it fucking happened. Only people I really see talking about this still to a degree is Kotaku and Game Informer, and then people on the Game Informer comment section on this article. And this is the name of the article, so y'all can find it. The industry refuses to hold itself accountable for THQ Nordic and improves it. And mind that back, I fucked it up. The industry refuses to hold itself accountable, and THQ Nordic proves it. This is the problem. We cannot, you know what I mean? You can't just say you want to do these things. Like, you got people, Microsoft's general manager, Shannon Lofton, shout out to her. She called it out. Like, bro, you can't champion one thing and then people in the industry go against what you're championing. I know it's a bunch of people with different thoughts and ideas, and I understand that. America's the great experiment of how that works, right? It doesn't matter if you're from a different country. You understand that slurs and general shit like this is not acceptable to use. And then you got people in the Game Informer comment section talking about politics. It's like, bro, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
You got dumbasses like the Quartering making videos defending them, talking about social justice warriors and all that dumb shit. So
hold on. First off, I'm gonna say this again for y'all. If you say social justice warriors, understand. If you feel that way, then you don't like Malcolm X or Martin Luther King Jr. Understand that, because they are social justice warriors. Social justice is the shit that they fought for back in the fucking 60s and people in the fucking 50s fought for African Americans. If you don't like that, then you genuinely don't like them. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
I disagree, because a social justice warrior and what they are actually fought for is different to me. No, it's not.
No, it's not. Because social justice is still that. At the base of it, it's social justice for people who are being oppressed. That's the baseline of it. It doesn't matter about somebody's race or creed. You can't differentiate that. It's still social justice at the end of the day.
I think this, because I think what Jigga was trying to get at, there's different preconceived notions of what social justice warrior is. People have their own definitions. Now, if it's the right definition or not, if it's used incorrectly or not, that's like a completely different thing. Because I think what people use the whole like SJW like slogan and stuff like that is when people go too far and belittle another like person, right? Like the whole situation. I'll give an example, right? Brie Larson in her comments and stuff like that, belittling men and stuff like that, while trying to raise women to a higher pedestal, where women are, back in the day with the suffrage and stuff like that, that you wanted to have women at equality, men and women equal. That's great. But having men go down while you're trying to go up, that's not equality. You're just bringing a person down at that point.
Great.
That's what basically what my term of social justice warrior is. Like when somebody said they fighting for equality, but it's like it's really not. They're fighting
for privileges
to lift themselves up, even if it means pushing somebody else down.
Yeah.
All right.
But I could be wrong. When I hear that term, that's what I think.
Because
that's why it's different preconceived notions. I feel.
No, Jiggy, you know my background, so you understand the reason I feel that way.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I'm not. The reason I feel that way is because I have people in my life who were in that struggle, who were alive during the 60s, who went through that. Like in my mind, social justice, regardless of color, creed, religion, whatever, you fight for the same individual rights as someone else. And I know this is getting political and people are going to start watching, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't do this for the fucking views. I do this because thoughts need to be heard. So it's like, in my mind, I can't really rectify that that's okay. Something in me won't let me do that. It's just morally for me, I can't do.
And that's good. That passion's great. And that. But, like, what I would say is just, like, don't ever try to, I don't think anyone should be belittled. The whole feminist.
Yeah, like that's for me. When I identify that, that's something different. That's not feminism. Feminism isn't.
Yeah, it's completely different. But then it becomes something entirely different.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. I want y'all to understand that. I understand the point. I need y'all to understand where I'm coming from to a degree, because I understand that everybody ain't gonna understand. So my bad. I'm gonna fall back. Y'all continue talking because I'm talking way too much on this topic.
I think everybody agrees.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
But the whole chance situation.
Yeah, but fuck THQ Nordic.
I ain't gonna say that.
No, I say that for different reasons.
People let this shit go down.
Hold on. I'm saying fuck them for different reasons. Other than that,
no.
But my thing is, I'm not gonna hold everybody accountable at the company because everybody wouldn't have knowledge of that event.
Yeah, that's the whole PR team.
I'm saying fuck them for the other situation. Y'all know the one I'm talking about.
Wait, actually, I don't. I'm good.
What happened with THQ Nordic, sir?
Yeah, I don't.
Hold on, I'm about to give y'all hints, and y'all should figure out underground tunnels, trains, exodus out of people. I basically gave you the answer at this point.
I'm still lost, dog.
Exodus, you
Wait, Metro?
There you go.
Oh, you talking about the Epic Store shit, dog?
Yeah, no, because basically we figured out how that company works. So there's like 3 companies in between that you have to go to get to like the actual problem. And I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, moving on.
That's weird.
I know, but moving on. Hardhead, you about to be upset with me now. Borderlands developer Gearbox was almost chosen for Halo 4, and also at PAX, the next PAX is supposed to be revealing something. Supposedly it's Borderlands 3. I'm gonna keep it above 50 with y'all. Y'all know I don't like Gearbox on the podcast by now. They would have fucked up Halo.
They're the only ones who did a good storytelling for a looter shooter, so fuck you, sir.
Good story.
You get it right.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I think that might have the best story out of all of them. If we're gonna include that in the conversation.
This is my problem with including Borderlands in that conversation to a degree. Borderlands, it doesn't do what those games do. It does loot, yeah, and it's a shooter, yeah, but the things that game is doing, it doesn't do the same things as those games. That's the reason it has raids, but those raids are not mechanically as intense. They're very just one-dimensional, shoot the boss until it dies and has a huge health bar. That's the reason when we call Borderlands a looter shooter, I struggle with that. Because it's not doing the same things that those games are doing. It doesn't have as...
Because those games can't do it the way Borderlands did it.
No, it's because it doesn't have as much going on in it.
Oh, it definitely had a lot going on.
Well, okay, I got... When we talk about... Content is something I put... Hold on, wait. Go ahead.
Well, okay. Borderlands is a simpler game. It's not about... Like, when you go up against a boss, right? It's not about, like, figure this out. It's just basically shoot the boss, use as much ammo as you can, throw grenades. It's not technical. It's just this boss has a big health bar and you have a lot of guns. That's all it is.
No, and that's my thing. Mechanically, Borderlands is not as in depth as those other games are to a degree.
Man,
if we're talking about those raids, are you going to argue any of the raids in Borderlands are as mechanical?
An entire entire fucking skill tree system, sir.
What did we just argue? We were arguing mechanics. We're talking about the raids. We're not talking about building a character, which I give those games. We were talking about
it's long overdue because I thought by now they would have something similar to raids with the whole vault system.
But here's my
at the Borderlands 2, they found all the vaults, so I don't see why this hasn't happened so far.
They didn't find all the vaults. They know the locations of. They don't.
Yeah, so they found them.
No,
they got to go to each one. That's this is the live service right there, sir.
Hold on, but let me point out some of the issues with Borderlands. First and foremost, the creators left, main writers left, other writers has left. People involved with the franchise have left Gearbox in the last 5 years. That's a problem.
Still there.
Randy Pitchford is the owner. Of course he's there. He had nothing to do with the franchise past
that.
Make
it happen, though.
He can. What can he make happen? He has a lawsuit going on. What the fuck are you talking about?
He made Tina happen, didn't he, though? With the lawsuit.
That was fucking the writer's sister. Go look her up. That's fucking Anthony Birch's sister, fucking Ashley. What are you talking about?
That makes the whole story about what happened with him even darker. God damn.
You realize that Anthony Birch doesn't work there. He was the main writer of that Borderlands 2.
But that makes the whole Tiny Tina's thing a little darker, you know.
No.
Because, we know what happened with Randy Pitchford, though.
No, man.
Randy Pitchford hold that fucking hell. But I don't, like, if they were making Halo, I would have no faith in them. I do remember seeing that back in 2008. They said they were down to make it, and I was like, the last thing y'all made was probably the port for Halo 1, dog.
How does Borderlands come so it can be one of the 4 games that saved 2019?
It wouldn't come out this year.
Not this shit again.
Hold on. First and foremost, if this is going to be a looter shooter, you realize that they would have to do everything that those other games do it better than, which I have no faith in at all.
They improved Borderlands 2. They just took an L with Borderlands pre-sequel.
That wasn't even their game, so I don't put that on them. But that's my thing.
It's just like when you talk about the Little Big Planet series and you try to talk about Little Big Planet 3.
Here's my thing. When we talk about Borderlands, we talk about Borderlands 1 and 2. That's it. I don't consider pre-sequel a fucking Gearbox game.
Yeah, just like Little Big Planet. And in both of those situations, that is fucking critically acclaimed.
Critical acclaim means nothing to me in terms of mechanics, but moving on.
Oh, man.
No, like, if you want to get into it, we can. Because I'm going to just keep it above.
It's all good. Borderlands might save 2019. That's all you need to know.
It's not going to come out this year.
There's only 4 games that can save this year at this point.
Wait. Hold on. First and foremost, we don't know if they've been working on it. That's the first problem, right?
Yep.
Second problem is, even if they do announce it, they're just announcing it. It's not going to be out in the cardinal year.
Stealth drop. Let's go.
Nope. I'm just saying this. Man, you and the saving 2019, man.
Yeah, you like this is my thing. If you have prerequisites to save a year, then there's a problem.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this year, dude.
I'm
pretty hyped for 2020.
I'm hyped for next week, Friday, man. I am hyped for that shit.
I'm hyped for one game this year. One game. Out of the world.
The game I was mad hyped for this year just came out today. So hey.
You was hyped for DOA?
Oh, hell fucking yes I was, motherfucker.
Yeah, I wasn't.
He stands, so
you don't play fighting games. Run my fucking fade, Redhood.
No, I said, hey, once we get another Persona Arena, I'll run your fade.
You ain't gonna run shit with my fucking shoes, bitch.
I'm not saying you. I definitely know I'll run the Hardhead fade on that shit.
Yeah, I know how to get them fighting games.
You won't run my fade in no fighting game, Redhood.
Yeah, dude. Persona Arena, yes. Yes, I will.
My name is Sentry, and I'm gonna just keep it $1.50.
Well, Vinny,
what's that Microsoft exclusive game they got? That fighter.
Killer Instinct? I was killing for like.
What am I fighting Killer Instinct, dog?
That game? Nah, dude. I ain't touching that.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Wait, Jigga. There's a lot of games you should never say to me. That's one of them. Do not make me re-download that game and pull out my Maya. If I do, you are not getting off the floor, and you gonna hear nothing but Mantis the entire time. I will do it, and I will double ultra you just to make sure you never play the game again. Let's get that understood.
Oh man, he's spooky, dog. Y'all see how he's trying to do
my fade though, dog.
Oh yeah, I will.
Hey man, I'm not fading gears. I'm doing all this hot talking, bro. What
funny is if a Persona Arena come out, I guarantee you I'm gonna still whoop your fucking ass.
Yeah, all right, man. Whatever you say. Whatever you say, man. I can't wait for that game.
You got it, bro. You got it.
I'm gonna be in the lab.
The only game I can truly say I'm fire at is DOA, but I ain't trash at none of them fighting games, sir. I'm mediocre at best, but I ain't trash at none of them. Second best game is Tekken. You don't want to fade that shit either.
Oh man.
Let you find out I'm good at Street Fighter, dog. Ooh.
But dude, saying 2019 is bad. I don't know about that one though.
I ain't say it was bad. I ain't say it was trash.
When you say save,
yeah,
it means something died.
I just wanted to be better.
Like, you don't say it was a good year.
Is that something too much to ask for? I just wanted to be better, dog.
So far, it's pretty
the games I'm looking forward to are going to be amazing.
Whoa. I thought you called him "thank you, pussy." My bad.
Yeah,
what? How do you get that?
Listen, I think I heard some.
I heard that too.
No. I was replugging in my headphones because like my headphone thing came out, and I was like, "What?"
Because
that's my L. That's my L.
Because for me, it's like
I heard it too though. So it's like, is it your L?
Like I heard him say Clifton.
I don't know.
If he heard Clifton, we save. If he heard Clifton, we say. Because I thought he said "thank you, pussy." I was like, "What?"
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Oh, man.
I really thought it's because I didn't have my shit plugged, like my headphone jack plugged in the whole way. I was like, "What?"
This I know you're gonna hear that shit from me for a while. Look, I'm gonna tell it to you like this though. All the games I talk about, I play them. Most of them, I beat them. Even though I'm not, I want someone to pull up proof of me calling any of these games trash. That's why I understand why people are upset.
I think because you're saying that the year needs saving.
People
associate that. No. People associate that meaning like the year's dying.
And we're only basically 3 months, barely 3 months into the year.
I didn't say all that though. I just wanted to be.
When you say it, you're like a lot of.
Wait, Hardhead. It's the wording that's the problem. You can't say the year is shit.
No, because that wording provides that you start making an assumption. I can't stop you from making an assumption. That's on.
But that's my thing. Your wording is creating that assumption.
Yeah,
that's on you,
too, dude. Like hearing you say it needs saving means
no, Hardhead. This is my thing. Wait.
I can't create an assumption. It's your job to.
No. Here's my thing. When you word something particularly somehow, some way, there's inferences can be made. You can infer meaning. We learned this in school if you took grammar. I don't know if they offer that down there.
It's not your job to make an assumption. It's your job to ask me to elaborate if you don't understand what I'm speaking on before.
Here's my thing. Wait.
The assumptions don't do nothing but get us sinking deeper down in the hole, sir.
But here's my thing. You can't get mad at us for something you said. I did not say any of this. You did.
Quick question, Hardhead. What does saving imply?
I just wanted to be better, dog.
Wait,
bro. I want something to really get me fucking excited.
Wait, Hardhead, I got a question.
And I'm like, oh shit! Like
I know, but Hardhead, what does saving imply though?
For me, all these games, like, damn, that looks nice. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna like it. But
Hardhead, maybe say something different.
Yes, okay, look, because for example. I played all these games. I played the older games of all these games, but none of these games they don't have that charisma that Last of Us has, dog. I remember the moment that I saw the Last of Us 2 announcement when I saw Ellie.
Oh, so you on that Jack move bullshit?
What? So are you gonna be hyped when they announce that shit if it's coming out for October?
I will cry, dog.
Look, wait. I have a question. So. If your year is like based off of this, if Last of Us 2 does not drop this year, it's an L, right?
No. Well, I ain't gonna say I ain't feel the L. It's still mediocre. I'm just gonna like.
But here's my thing: if you're wait, this is my problem.
Another mad ass year because that's what it
is. Wait. This is the problem. This is the fucking problem, right? You're saying a year is mad based to you. You cannot make a general statement. Never make a general statement like that based off of your expectations for something. That's fucking insane.
Okay.
My opinion that the year is mad as fuck.
My thing is the way you said it though, like saving implies something.
I understand that.
You need to save this man from falling.
I understand that. I probably should say something else, but at the same time, I do feel like it's not your job to make an assumption. It's your job to elaborate.
Wait. We only going by the words you.
No. That's what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying is enough for you to assume that I mean that I think the year is trash.
Then you have to elaborate. We cannot.
You have to ask me to elaborate if you want to start making a.
But that's kind of like I don't know about that.
If we having a conversation and I look at you some type of way, you gonna explain, right?
No, you gonna be like, nigga, what do you mean? That what you supposed to be like. Like, what do you mean, nigga?
Nah. You got it though. I now that I understand your thought process, I understand.
But look, I just want a game to give me that feeling that I got when I saw Ellie sitting on that bed with that guitar, dog.
Hold on,
I screamed, nigga. I was in a PlayStation party at the time. Them niggas muted me. I was screaming, dog.
Hold on, I got a question.
My shit, dog.
I got a question. So, what happens if Last of Us 2 ain't as good as y'all want it to be? What happens then?
It's gonna be though. It's not.
No.
Oh shit!
Like y'all tell me about when I tell y'all about just hyping the game because of a developer. It's Naughty Dog, bitch. It's gonna be.
Hold on. I agree with that. I feel like that's a Naughty Dog game. And here's my thing about that though. Naughty Dog didn't even make the best PlayStation game I played in the last 5 years. Sony Santa Monica did. So what that happened?
No, they're about to. They're about to.
No, they're not. But this is the funny thing about that. I like Uncharted 4. I think it's good. It's not Uncharted 2. You know what's the funny thing about that? Corey Barlog. I almost said Barlog. He's basically the LeBron James of the fucking Sony studios. This man can do no wrong right now. And I know you hurt, but guess what? He got the Anthony Davis on his squad. He got developers working on the next God of War while he.
Yeah, but guess what? You said it yourself. We got the Anthony Davis on the squad, and Anthony Davis
Anthony Davis is on?
He's looking at the Lakers, dog.
No, oh man.
Oh yeah. By the way, I just heard Hardhead feelings. My bad, Hardhead. I forgot.
Oh,
let me move on. Hardhead about to cry on my. Well. Amazon removed the listing for a mystery Bethesda game that had a countdown timer attached. Apparently, I'm from Texas now. I didn't know this would happen. So, howdy.
Oh,
man. Last of Us 2.
What?
Oh, man. Where did you get Last of Us?
I said Bethesda. This motherfucker said Last of Us.
Fuck Bethesda, dog.
Oh, man. You know, I agree with that statement right there. Bethesda.
I am also on the fuck Bethesda, too.
But as a publisher, nah. Like the other developer studios, like they're good, but Bethesda Game Studios,
listen,
get a boot.
If Doom not good, I'm smacking somebody. Listen, if Doom is not good, if it ain't,
dude, that would be.
Are you saying Doom or Doom?
Doom.
Oh, okay. Doom is
I thought we was hyping Rage. I thought that was the game that we was hyping this
Rage?
year.
Wait.
Rage. Okay, I don't think I've ever hyped up Rage, but I
think it looks good, but I wasn't hyping it. Jesus,
I'm definitely hyping it.
Hold up. That statement that you just used right there, that is me for every game that I know that is confirmed.
Okay, then say that then, you bitch.
With a release date for 2019. It looks good. I'm buying it, but I'm not about to sit here and
wait. I didn't say I'm buying. I said I'm not hyping it. Where'd you get that from?
Oh, that's. I just added that myself.
Oh, okay.
So like me, I'm hyping up Devil May Cry 5.
That makes sense. That's
twice.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, Sekiro? Like, wait. Are we not on the Sekiro?
Hey, I'm a FromSoft stan, but I'm not about to see.
Wait. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of people are about to be disappointed because they think it's going to be Bloodborne or like a Souls game. It's not. It's really not going to be that.
I don't think it's going to be like Bloodborne.
Okay, if that's how you feel, understandable. Hype it to the moons, to like the cows come home, the moon crashes into the sun. I don't care what you do. Have fun.
Yeah.
I'm not hyping that up. It don't look like it's going to be that fire to me though.
Yeah,
but you don't like FromSoft games.
Yeah, that's true.
I like one of their games.
Wait,
Which
what's
one?
the game? Oh,
And then I say Armored Core.
I think it was Dark Souls. The first
Which
one.
Dark Souls? The
I'm
first.
a from soft stand, sir, but I'm not about to.
Did you play Armored Core?
I
Definitely.
Oh, shit.
Did you, Hardhead?
I think I played a demo, dog.
I don't want to hear it then.
A demo.
Man.
Oh,
Did you play Tenchu? Did you play fucking Ninja? What was the 360 game? Ninja Blade, something like that. Did you play that?
Wait, huh?
Exposed.
Hold on. You claim you a FromSoft stand, didn't play FromSoft games.
Oh man!
I mean, you did say you were a Stan, Hardhead.
Hold on, what do you bring? Huh?
How
about that?
Oh man, people can get these receipts right now.
Did you play Armored Core, Hardhead? And I don't mean a demo. Have you played a full Armored Core game? Huh?
Let me correct it. I'm a Soulsborne stand. So.
Oh, there
Okay,
you go.
thank you.
Thank
You was about to get this list, but I was about to ask you, did you play Armored Core? Did you play Otagi? Did you play fucking Otagi 2? Did you play Lost Kingdoms 2? Did you play Metal Wolf Chaos? Shit. What else we got on here? Y'all know I played Ninja Blade, Demon Souls.
Soulsborne, sir.
I was just checking because I got the list and I know I played them. Moving on.
Yeah, fuck Sekiro. It's all about that God crossing coming out this year.
Wait, what? What
Did
did
you
you
say?
say?
Did you just say God crossing, boy? If you don't get shot.
Yeah, man. Animal Crossing about to save 2019.
No, dude, that game is a big skip for me.
You know what?
Wait. Say one. Say one.
Me?
Oh, that's you?
Oh man.
I'm willing to bet there's going to be one of the. I'm already going to say this. I think there's only 5 games that'll hit over a 90 Metacritic this year, but I think that's going to be one of them.
No, Fire Emblem will.
I don't think it will.
Nah,
You don't think so?
It's going to be high.
I got a strong feeling about that one.
High 80. I think Animal Crossing is definitely a 90 plus.
I think Dave's going to get to 86. I'm gonna keep it.
I think so. Like, dude, if they released it in the earlier state, that shit wouldn't have gotten an 86. That shit would have probably got what? Probably in the high 70s, maybe.
Yeah, get an 80 at this. Listen, Clifton, if that's what you call yourself now, Kofi, you need to change your picture back. I don't like this one.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't support Animal Crossing.
Some respect to Animal Crossing name.
Before we continue, fuck you all the stupid people out there saying that 2019 is trash unless you have a Switch. Now that's a stupid statement.
I
have seen that. I have seen.
My Switch been collecting dust lately.
Hold on, I'm gonna keep it a bug about the Switch. I think the Switch is a novel piece of hardware, but other than Nintendo, nobody's really supporting that. If we're gonna be truly honest, nobody's really supporting the Switch other than Nintendo.
Yeah, somebody
got first-party games on it. So
hey, somebody asked me at the beginning of the podcast if they should buy a Switch. I told them, look, dog, just have one by the end of the year, but don't rush it. Simple as that.
Yeah, because there's not many exclusive like games to really go out and get besides, the really killer IPs. Even though I don't agree with Breath of the Wild,
well, they do look like they got some fire coming, dog.
Yeah, but they are.
Yoshi look trash.
But here's my thing: a lot of those games don't appeal to us somewhat to a degree. Like him saying Animal Crossing, I don't have a problem. I think Animal Crossing is cool and all. I don't have a problem with it. I personally wouldn't like buy it on like $60. I just wouldn't do that. That's just like
but that game won't even go down in price.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to catch it.
Like 5 years later, that shit's still gonna be $60.
What fucking first party game drops below $40 other than Mario Rabbids? That ain't even I wouldn't even consider.
Yeah, that's a Ubisoft game though. That's a different game
because of the Rabbids. None of those games drop below $40. Look, Mario Kart is still $60. Obviously, Zelda.
That game's like 2 years old, right?
What other first party games I got on?
No, but that's my thing. Nintendo's the only person to really do this. Our games have to maintain pricing. A certain thing exists called depreciation over time. It applies to almost everything in life. Nintendo, perhaps you've heard of it.
That is why we respect Sony as the best developer out there, dog. Because what they do. Publisher. No,
they don't. Remember, Sony.
Because you know what they do? Anywhere from I want to say 4 to 6 months after a game's release, they drop that bitch to a permanent price of $40.
Yeah, because they know depreciation. Like by that point, mostly everybody who's bought the game has bought in the game. So like not bought, but bought the game. So at that point, having that shit at 60 don't make no sense to do, right?
Yeah, I don't understand why people were surprised either. Like they said Spider-Man permanently $40 now. Like, why would they do that? They do that with every single first party title.
Yeah, after a certain amount of months, they'll bring it down.
Like your profit margins are already at a point where it's like it's like there's no reason for us to like take the like make people buy it at 60.
We just made 10 million copies of this shit.
Yeah, like my thing is they're also gonna get more sales as well.
Exactly. They about to
that's what happened with Horizon.
Horizon got its extra probably 2 million. Like I'll say this, Horizon maybe sold what? I'll be generous.
Was it like sold 7 like earlier? Like,
I think it sold 7.
Game dropping below $20 on sales.
Yeah, it sold 7, close to 6 or 7 million before it started going on sale consistently.
They still did the Nintendo Selects. Those are usually like $20.
Selects.
Nintendo Selects is like at the launch line.
I'm about to say, you know how hard it is for them to put a game on Nintendo Select? They almost never do that shit.
Yo, Hardhead, you know what Nintendo Selects is? You know that the one time you go to the school cafeteria and you hoping it's a good day? And you know what I mean by that?
Oh, man. It's lunchtime, dog. They better have the red beans today, dog.
Red beans.
I never had red beans at the lunch table.
I ain't making
red beans. What did you?
Did you eat Xanax?
Red beans.
Yeah, that.
My boy had Xanax.
They make fresh because when you make real red beans, you gotta soak the beans overnight. They make fresh red beans and rice, though.
No, but you know what I'm saying. Basically, you like, I want that, and it's like, nah, you can't have that. It's like, bitch, what?
Yeah, instead they gave you the day old pizza, dog.
And and then like 3 people later, they give that shit to them. And you like, bro.
You be like, I thought y'all didn't have red beans. Now we just had the red beans for you.
Like, you know, but yeah, y'all get the example, the metaphor. Y'all get it. Y'all understand.
But man, it's like a gym. If you walking in the store and you look at a Nintendo game and that bitch got the little golden select stick on, you like, huh?
Right.
You be so fucking shocked. You be like, bro, you see that shit? I'm not tripping, right? Hold on. We gonna move on next topic though. Resident Evil 2 has shipped 4 million copies.
That's good.
On the back of Mr. X being the greatest villain until Nemesis drops with Resident Evil 3 remake. Shout out to Jack Moo Johnny and the
that shit was hilarious.
He hit that corner.
I was dying, bro.
Shout out to
I'm
Jack.
definitely not playing that game. That shit look trash.
Oh man, Hardhead is scared.
What?
Oh man.
Sir, I've been
Jigga. Oh man. Dude, I had 2 hours of sleep.
Hold on, I just want to. I ain't shit talking Jack, but I gotta say, Jack getting chased around by Mr. X is actually entertaining as fuck. Especially last night when he got confused about the door he was coming through, and he thought he was coming up upstairs, and I was like, yeah, I don't think he upstairs no more.
Yeah, I don't think Jack used headphones, like over the ear headphones, so he can't.
No, he do. It's like I don't think he's listening intently because you can hear like the way that they did the sound in 2 remake. You can hear the footsteps, but sometimes you can't discern. And I've noticed it because I've been listening with my headphones. You can't really discern unless he's like directly above you.
No, but I'm saying I think he uses like in-ear headphones. All right, Strat.
Strat. Oh yeah, he got work. I think yeah.
Oh, he got like no.
Wait, but Jigga, are you scared of horror games?
No, I'm just that game looks boring, dog.
Boring. Oh.
I can understand Jigga saying.
If you didn't play the game originally, I understand that.
But look, that shit looks annoying. Like Mr. X, bro, it's like.
Hey, Jig, you want to hear something fucked up? He was not like that in the original RE2. He actually doesn't even show up that much.
Yeah, he's stuck in a certain room in RE2.
No, he's certain moments of the game shows.
I gotta ask.
But Redhood, it's like I like the little dog, and I can't loot with this big ass dude trying to punch me in my face.
I was gonna say, wait, Hardhead, do you still agree? Well, not agree, but do you still have this assessment thinking that Evil Within is more scarier than Resident Evil 2?
I have played and experienced more horror than you might imagine.
Okay, now, but comparing these 2 games, because I played both these games as well.
The horror aspects that exist and the atmosphere of RE2 dies off pretty. Look, this is basically the issue. It exists early in RE2, but it fades away real quick. But even within it, it's not really there in the beginning, but once it starts happening, it doesn't really go away until you beat the game.
I'm completely honest with myself because I played Evil Within 1 and 2, 1 on PS4, 2 on PC. I wasn't scared in any of those situations with Evil Within. I was scared in RE2 more than I was in Evil Within.
Now, if you want me to put you on to something that I'm 100% sure will scare the fucking living daylights out of you,
and I played Amnesia back in. Also.
No.
Which one?
The people who have watched my stream already know what game I am talking.
All right, what's the game?
I'm gonna need you to stream it if you want me to tell you the game.
Just tell them the fucking game.
Welcome to the game 2, sir.
I knew he was gonna say that. Thank you.
Huh.
Oh, I don't think you're ready for it though.
All I can say is, bro, everybody talking shit about Mr. X, talking about Mr. X this, Mr. X that. Just be ready for Nemesis to whoop your ass, because Nemesis is worse. Nemesis can actually destroy save rooms, so I wouldn't save too much in one area.
It's one of those Inception games where you in a game that basically has you doing the thing like you're in a game. So,
and then you turn around and get clapped.
Yeah, a lot of the time, you think you can get comfortable in certain places. But then they do shit where they force you to go around and go to certain areas of the game. That is true horror right there. Whoever put that game together, that is a round of applause. And whatever game because I've read the lore for Doki Doki Literature Club. Whatever game's supposed to be coming in after that sounds like it's about to be fucking to die for too. That's horror. But what happens to me in RE2 and even within 2, I mean, it's got its little jump scares, but it just doesn't do it for me. I need a push. Like shit, I was on Netflix looking for some fucking scary movies. Nothing wasn't doing it for me. Y'all seen all that?
Yo, wait a minute. Did you watch The Haunting of the Hill House?
That's not that scary.
That's on my list. But have y'all seen Velvet Buzzsaw? That shit was funny.
Yeah, it was
hilarious stuff.
Also watch Apostle. That show.
Hey, moving on from Resident Evil 2. Shout out to my man Nemesis coming soon. RE3 remake. Just know all of y'all about to get sauced up by my man. He sprint like Usain and got a rocket launcher. Y'all fucked.
Well,
why they didn't do one? Why they starting from 2? Like what?
No, because they already did 1 and 0.
And plus, there was a group remaking RE2, I believe. As well.
All the games have kind of been remade already, Jigga.
The only ones they haven't is Code Veronica, but then again, you have Code Veronica X, so that technically counts. And pretty much everything after 4, which they're not going to remake 4, 5, and 6.
They better not do a remake of something like 5. I'd be pissed off.
Hey, Sheva the girl right there. Don't you dare disrespect her. I'll run fade on you. I rocked with Sheva the long way. That was the homie right there.
I don't rock with 4, 5, or 6.
I think they're good games if you separate them from your mindset of being Resident Evil.
I don't think it needs to be a remake though.
They don't need to remake those games; they still work fine. Like those other games are old as sin. Like Resident Evil,
those games are dated.
Or RE3, so many people gonna be shook because they're gonna hear this stairs and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, chill, dog. I just got here. What you doing, B?" And I can't wait to hear Jack's reaction when Nemesis pull up with the smoke cannon. It's gonna be lit. So moving on to our last topic of the night. We talked about this last night. Shout out to H-Dog if he's still here. He probably not, but shout out to him. He was talking about BioWare. If you edit that, I'm going to punch you in the fucking nuts. He was talking about buying studios and stuff like that. And I came to this conclusion. A lot of us don't think about how relationships work in conjunction with buying a studio. So we're going to discuss that now. And Jigga, I'm going to delete that again, too.
Oh, man. What Jigga did, though?
Yeah, bitch. I told you I would.
Hey, Doc.
He over here putting Jigga to go on the damn doc. But let's talk about why pubs and devs matter when you're trying to buy a developer in this case. Like a lot of people was like, and I remember Redhood saying this, Blue Point and others. First and foremost, we have to think about it this way. A lot of these studios have to want to be bought. They can't just force. You can't just force them. Yeah. Like, for example, people are like,
if you own by somebody.
Like, but here's my thing, like, most of these developers are owned by somebody in the company who's willing to, in case of this, buy out their shares in the company and effectively own the company. Unless there's multiple owners or people with stock inside the company, something like that, or they're publicly traded or something like that. That's the reason when people talk about this, it's like you have to understand certain ways certain people get inside the company. Like, for example, in Bungie's case, NetEase bought into their board with $150 million. That means that $150 million gave them a piece of the pie in the company, so they have certain things that they can say or imply and say, we want you to do this and make a game for us doing that. Whereas in the case of somebody like in H-Dog's case, because he wants BioWare to live, and I'm like, BioWare gonna get shot down in the middle of the fucking street like a fucking dog. Trust me.
Man.
I don't give a fuck.
I personally don't think that's gonna happen because of the whole statements from Casey and
they can
no. And the reason why is I think they're letting more on like behind the scenes. Like there's more shit going on behind the scenes that I think people realize. Like I think they're more in the know than we.
Here's my thing: you can say something all you want. It's what happens.
I think they are talking to EA executives and all that. That's what I'm thinking.
Like,
is why they're very vocal about it too.
Hold on, back when that happened, Jigga, which was 2007, by the way, they refused with Pandemic into one company, and they were owned by another company. That company wanted to sell this shit. It's pretty much everything that it had, and basically EA bought that, so they got both companies and everybody that worked there.
Yeah,
they closed Pandemic at their Mercenaries 2 because Mercenaries 2 it sold pretty well. I bought it. I thought it's a cool game. It was a solid 8.3, something like that. It wasn't overly amazing, but it was a decent game. I had fun playing in the co-op. It was great. But we have to think about the context of how these things work and stuff like that. For example, somebody throw me a name of the company you want to say you want a company to get bought. Throw me a name. Any name.
Blue Point.
Insomniac.
Insomniac is harder. There's a reason I didn't get to Blue Point. I'll get to that. Insomniac is difficult because of the fact that Ted Price they want to stay independent as a company. They have really good relationships with Sony, and they're more open to Sony in this case. But generally, I almost said genuine for whatever reason.
I feel like
they want to be more free to do whatever they want to do.
I feel like a company always has a price, though. They always have a price that.
Oh yeah,
people say, "Oh, we'll never get bought," and then you offer this like large sum of money, and they're like, "Well."
I mean, if I got stock, definitely give me a big number. I'm like, I'll talk to y'all later. I'm out, dog.
Yeah, but in the case of Insomniac, the problem lies within the fact that they want to be more free to do things. And yes, they have a way better relationship with Sony because Sony has more faith in them. Sony could have bought them at one point when they were a much younger studio back during the PS2 era, but they didn't. They bought Sucker Punch, which I understand that some people question that decision. I feel like at the time it was a smart decision because the Sly Cooper games was selling. Sly Cooper, shout out to my mans.
Sucker Punch is evolving now as well. When you see Ghost of Tsushima, it's like all these studios are evolving, and a lot of people were slacking on Guerrilla Games Studio, and now making these type of games with.
Guerrilla got bought really early on, back in 2002.
Yeah. A lot of people are just like, Guerrilla Games is probably the weakest now. And now, a temple franchise being made with Horizon Zero Dawn. I think is also with, let's say, Kojima Game Studio. I would like for them to be bought because, A, they need a budget. They can't just stay indie for a while because they need backing, right? And Sony has a good relationship. They had a great relationship with PS1 with Andrew House and Kojima. Yeah, that's why this partnership happened was with Andrew House and Kojima.
I personally feel like they are wasting their time even making those games for anything other than the PlayStation. Though I know some people might not like me saying that, but that's just how I feel. Like those games belong on PlayStation. Kojima and PlayStation are just one and the same at this fucking point.
I swear, dog.
No, this isn't even about Xbox. This is about Kojima and his history with PlayStation, dog.
I wouldn't even say that. It's like you have to think about how he likes to produce games, the type of games he makes. Nobody's willing to give him that type of money for that type of experience.
And time as well. Sony's just like, all right, you do you. Here's a blank check. You get to work in Japan. You don't have to move or anything like that.
First and foremost, Guerrilla gave this man a whole engine for free. They was like, take this shit. He was probably like, what? Oh, man.
Another thing I wanted to say, I feel like if they did get Insomniac, I feel like if Insomniac and Guerrilla came together, they could make an amazing multiplayer experience.
I'm about to say something that's going to fuck you up, and you're probably going to be upset about this. I think that Insomniac is better served making Spider-Man and whatever else they want. And just
I agree with that.
None of these studios need to be working on something that they're not going to focus on and be great at. Because remember, that quote I gave you. They want to be either the first. You have to be doing something innovative. They want to be the best, or it has to be a must-have title. So based off of that guideline, there's a lot of things.
I think they could do it. I think Insomniac and Guerrilla together, they could do it.
But that's the problem. Like that's the problem. Together, I don't see that because of how those studios would have to work in conjunction.
No, because I mean, the Sony studios have already stated before they work together. Like they have people from the other studios to come help and do certain.
Hold on, but I'm about to explain what that is in context. In context, that's things that are not as big as you think. That's little engine things. That's not gameplay. That's not.
We don't know that. They might.
No, they've explained
that. Big that happened.
Wait. They've explained that in the past, Hardhead. We do know.
There might be one or two situations where they had to get help with something big.
I doubt that heavily because all of those teams have a lot of designers. Think about how many designers God of War had. They had at least 5. Think about how many designers fucking The Last of Us 1 and Uncharted 4 and Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 2 had. There's a lot of designers and people. When you have a vision like that, you do not want your vision tampered with. That's the reason I can't see it happening.
And I personally feel like there's gameplay aspects that you can tell came from a little help from other studios, from other PlayStation studios. Like, for example, in God of War, when you're scaling and shit, some of that sometimes felt like Uncharted to me.
That I cannot agree. That's not a gameplay thing. That's how you present. That's a presentation thing. Presentation is not something that you just like. But that can be universal.
It's something that they got help with from another PlayStation studio.
I sincerely doubt that because of one reason and one reason only. Cory Barlog has worked with many directors on many movies. That's something from Hollywood. That's not something that's inherently from another company.
Oh, he talks to George Miller a lot about his games and stuff.
Like, for example, you can learn how to shoot something. That's a learned skill. You can teach that. Presentation can be taught. Not everything is, I can go grab this from over here. Not everything is going to work one-to-one like somebody else does it. That's the reason all this stuff, presentation-wise, is a bit different from each other. That's the reason when people say, all Sony games are the same, I have a problem with that because presentation-wise, how they present it, how they do certain things, how little things work, minutia details. The details really matter because when you look at the detail, like, for example, God of War, the way God of War does texture detail is different from how Uncharted does texture detail.
But you can still see the aspects that might have came from another game, from a different studio.
I cannot see that because of the things of how they work. When you look at how, like for example, if you look at how the animations work in God of War, they're a lot different how the animations start and end in Uncharted. There's a lot less. For example, everything is a bit more fluid in God of War in terms of how the animations start and how they end. There's a focus on presenting the animations as realistic. Whereas Uncharted, the animation can stop and end on a dime because of how they do their animations. That's not something that's from another studio. That's how they do animations themselves. How they do certain other things or how they do, like, for example, the ICE team may do something and say, this is how they did it. You can take that under advisement, but that's not something that you can just give to another studio and they do it 100% the same. It doesn't work that way.
Well, you're very knowledgeable on this stuff.
I'm not. I'm coming from a background of like when I was actually in school. Like that's how they taught how directors work, how you shoot things in school. Like when you shoot a film, some things can be taught. Some things are just inherently because of the vision of the director, how you want it shot, how you think about it, how the scene is supposed to progress, how you do certain things.
That's cinematography.
That's auteur shit, like auteur theory. Like there's a lot of stuff like that video games and film have in common, and there's a lot of stuff they don't. You just have to look at the little minute details. And this is not me saying that Hardhead's necessarily wrong. I'm just saying that from my viewpoint, they're a lot different. I could be totally wrong about this, and I'll be fine with that because that brings credence to the fact that they work together, and I want that. I'm just letting you know from my point of view how I see things. And if it feels like I'm being demeaning to you, Hardhead, I understand if you don't want to talk about it no more. That's just my viewpoint.
No, I already said my piece on it. I told you what I feel like there's more that we don't personally get told about. That
True. I'm pretty sure. I think it was the game director for Horizon Zero Dawn got some help or some. I guess you could say.
I think it's just bigger than they make it out to be, though. Like they exist in unison is basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because I know Naughty Dog helped on some situations with Horizon Zero Dawn.
I would think there would be more writing. Perhaps I could be off in that. Like that would be
the writing.
Yeah, that sounds like
the writing. They hired a writer.
Yeah, I know they hired. They help fucking Gonzalez. I forget his first name, but
Yeah,
but I think it was like they don't have that many writers at Gorilla. That's the reason I'm like, I understand Hardhead what he's trying to say. I'm just looking at it from that perspective. That's the reason it sounds like that. I apologize.
I mean, no. I mean, like I said, I still feel like there's more to it than they tell us. I still feel like when I think of Sony Studios, I think of all of them just existing in unison. Like I picture them all sitting in the circle, and they got this one game that they're working on. This person in the circle is the head of the game, but they might get small pitch-ins from everybody else sitting inside that circle. That's basically how I view Sony Studios.
I think that's more so how I see, like, because when I think about Sony teams, I think of them as they all exist under the same umbrella, but they're different. Like they're separate from each other. Like you know how like people explain that like if there is multiple universes, they all exist in parallel to each other, but you can't really.
Yeah, basically like that. Like if there was a crossover type thing in those universes.
I see it more like that because of how the ICE team works and how they take feedback from other studios and other teams, even outside of Sony. That's the reason
basically what I'm saying, but it's like example, when you do a crossover episode of something like that, they learn shit from the people that have crossed over to their universe. They always that's basically the only reason that it happens, so they can learn stuff from other people in the other universes.
Understandable. Getting back on topic, to answer your question about Bluepoint, Bluepoint doesn't do enough new titles. They're basically strictly a port studio, and that's the reason I don't see them getting bought.
Didn't they say that they're like the rumor going around is they're making a brand new title?
If I can see that if it's Sony published, I don't see anybody else publishing a game for them.
Because I thought that was going around, but they're working.
I think they're working on Demon Souls remaster, but other than that, I don't know.
Because I know the remaster. Well, supposedly Demon Souls is not even going to be remastered. It's supposed to be actual remake. That's what people.
Another studio. Somebody float me a studio name.
I don't know. Like those are really like Kojima and Bluepoint. There's not really any.
We talking like high talent. Like we can name some of them that personally we might feel don't need to be bought out because they don't produce that extreme quality that we expect from games.
You know who I think could get bought? Just
if they had like an unlimited budget, that they would do something extraordinary. You know?
Yeah. You know what I think could get bought, and a lot of people ain't peeping it because they just got done with a contract. I think Sony would be more open to buying budget than people think.
I do too.
The reason
they have a good relationship. They have a real good relationship.
Doesn't NetEase have a stake in the company?
Here's my thing: you can always buy out their stake.
That's true.
The reason
NetEase is like in terms of money wise, they're crazy. Like,
no, but that's my thing. A lot of people forget. No matter how they feel about Destiny, they're 2 for 2 in franchises. Ain't nobody else got a batting average like that right now.
Ever since Bungie left Xbox, they have had a great relationship with PlayStation. Throughout all the bullshit they've been through with Activision, they have had a great relationship with PlayStation the whole time. I don't see why that one's not possible.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like that would probably be due to how much money it would take, but being under the Sony umbrella would be fucking hilarious if they just all of a sudden it's like Destiny's going exclusive to PlayStation. Everybody looking like
the fucking
Xbox people would go crazy.
Yeah, I was about to be like the console.
They're really traders now. You guys suck dick.
And then I think the main argument would be like, "Oh man, wait till they try to leave Sony too." Ha ha ha.
Man, Sony be like, "Yo, just make sure that shit profitable, son."
Yeah, plus they're looking. They are looking into more. Well, not more, but
that was the guideline. That was the guideline underneath the OTO. I don't know what the new one is. Here's the thing. I'm about to keep it $150 with y'all. A lot of people forget that. Who's the new CEO? I forget his name. He was the head of Europe.
Jim Ryan.
Yeah, Jim Ryan. I don't care what y'all say about that man. That man ran the fuck out of Europe for Sony. He had that bitch coughing up Dylan.
I agree.
I hope he learned. I hope he actually does all the shit that we want to happen, though.
Yeah, I think so. Like,
he's been there for.
He's not dumb. He's not gonna be like, oh, well, let's take out backwards compatibility and.
No, he was told to copy the line on that one because
Respawn is proof that if they want to, they will take the time out to make all the shit that we cry and fuss about happen, dog.
My thing is Respawn.
To where it might be one day like, what y'all gonna complain about now? We done dealt with all the shit. What's there to talk about now? Ain't no negatives no more. You know?
Funny thing about Respawn to me is this. they made that BR without the prompting of EA, and this is before EA bought them. In fact, remember Nexon wanted to buy them for like $800+ million.
That didn't happen. We still got the funny thing is we got good games from Respawn. But
actually, hold on. I take back what I said about wait. I take back what I said about Bungie because I just thought how much Destiny is probably worth. Yeah, that's a cool Billy Plus. Nah, Sony ain't trying to come off with Billy Plus right now. Never mind. A Billy Plus? Oh hell no!
That's all the Last of Us money right there, dude.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Last of Us can make a lot of money, but they ain't gonna make that type of money.
Yeah, billions is a lot of money, dude. Oh, maybe they would because of the Gundam microtransactions.
Like you gotta remember the fucking fan base that this game has.
Wait. There's a difference here. Bungie has created $2 billion franchises. Naughty Dog, as good as they are, they ain't did nothing like that.
What? The Last of Us is the.
It's not a $1 billion franchise. It's not.
I disagree.
I'm talking pure numbers. Don't look up the numbers.
In this generation, because what's funny,
technically, Gran Turismo is a $1 billion franchise.
That's $1 billion. You're not understanding what I mean. I'm talking.
If they can turn this game into some kind of, we talked about this in the Discord with Sentry. If they can do the right thing, turn the game into some kind of esports game.
They're not. Hold on.
They can do it though. They can do it.
The problem with that is they don't know how to make good multiplayer games. I'm just saying it like that. Because this is the problem. Think about it. Uncharted 2. Good multiplayer, yes or no?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. Uncharted 3.
Uncharted 3, yeah. Uncharted 3 wasn't that good.
That was one of the downfalls.
Okay.
Go free to play. Well, they had a free version.
We about to go down the list. Uncharted, not Uncharted. Last of Us. Is it a good multiplayer? Yes or no?
It was good until they added the overpowered guns with microtransactions.
Nah, that didn't change shit for the people that were playing day one. That shit didn't change nothing. It created an argument
like that and shit.
But guess what? People didn't stop playing the shit.
Right. This is the reason I say that.
Who stopped playing because of the DLC weapons?
If you want to use if you want to use that as the esports analogy, if they want to make that a good esport game, they would have to change a lot of things about the Last of Us multiplayer in terms of making sure the viewer experience is good, in terms of the fact that if they have an actual competitive scene, that they get the things that they need in terms of balancing. If something's overpowered, they nerf it, and y'all not gonna like that.
Prove they can do that with fucking Gran Turismo though.
Gran Turismo is a bit different in that case.
No, that's a racing game. That's a very hard game to fucking balance, sir.
And here's my thing.
That is extremely hard to balance, especially.
That's the reason I said it's a bit different, because we're talking about cars in that case. Balancing.
It gets to the, because with that, you the people who compete in Gran Turismo esports are forced to race for a certain manufacturer. And they have to put that car up to par with the rest of these cars to be able to race.
Wait, and that's what I mean though. When we talk about balancing guns, we're thinking about time to kill and shit like that. Should you make it higher? Should you make it lower? How does that work? How do you make guns work in terms of how their ranges work? That's the reason I'm like, it's a bit more difficult to nail down what's right and what's wrong, because you're fighting against all these other things. Gran Turismo is a bit different in terms of like how they balance that in terms of cars and stuff is a whole different world. Like that's a bit different in order.
Nigga, that's cars. Imagine how hard it is to get 20, 30, 50 different cars to all perform.
I'm gonna give you
the exact same, dog.
I'm going to give you an example. When people cry in Destiny about a gun, what happens? It gets nerfed, right?
Yeah.
That affects everything around it because of it getting nerfed. And Gran Turismo, let me get this out. Gran Turismo's example is cars. A car's performance can be changed due to parts. That's the reason I feel like the example is a bit different, because you're not changing the actual thing. The thing stays the same, but the parts inside of it change.
No, but they have to. They know, and it's not. What I'm trying to tell you is like it's not like one car is slightly better than the other one. They all have to be on par perfectly, and they are. I mean, perfect balance. That doesn't exist in most genres.
Here's my thing: perfect balance can never exist in a shooter, though. Never.
But I think they can get it at least good enough to where that game could be esports.
I don't see
if Siege can do it. I don't see why the fuck Naughty Dog wouldn't be able to do it though.
That's because Siege has the only thing going for Siege is the multiplayer. They don't have a story.
At the same time, they took their time with that game before they tried to do that. That's why, as long as they take their time and do it right, it's gonna happen.
I'm about to ask you one final question, then we can get to the outros. What gets more of a focus in Naughty Dog, the narrative or the multiplayer?
The narrative. Not gonna act like it does. But once the game releases, what do you think that focus got to turn to?
They're not gonna, bro. Naughty Dog barely supported The Last of Us 1, barely.
Back when it was on PS3, they did, but once that shit got remastered, it was like, fuck you.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm like, I don't have much faith. Anyway, we gonna get the hell up out of here. Thank y'all for watching the podcast. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all were here watching us, and we appreciate that from the bottom of our black hearts. I'm gonna get to the intros first, but please, if you feel so inclined, leave a like, darlings. I don't even care who go first. Go first, somebody. I don't care who.
Well, I'll go first. I appreciate everybody. I know I was kind of quiet today. These niggas talking too much. If y'all want to check me out, you can check me out on Twitch and Twitter. Jiggaapril on Twitch and Jiggaapril1 on Twitter. I hope y'all have a good rest of the day, people.
Hardhead. All right, yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me on, Sentry. Y'all can find me at Colored Clifton on Twitter, and that's it. Appreciate the invite.
Redhood.
Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Make sure to hit that like button and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you guys can get notified as when the episodes go up live. And you guys can find me at Redhood420, my YouTube channel. We're about close to hit 300 subs. We're at 284, so we're getting there. More content coming. I still got because of spring break, literally I just got out, so I got a week of spring break, so I'm gonna try and create more YouTube content, and we'll definitely be live streaming Devil May Cry 5 Friday, and hopefully I can get that midnight, so I will do the live stream then. And also thinking about replaying the Devil May Cry collection on Twitch, so look forward to that. Don't know about Gears because Strat is at work now, so I don't even know if this is going to happen tonight. I'm down, but I don't know if anyone else is down.
Hey,
Jigga, ducking you, dog.
Oh man,
they definitely ducking me up.
No, I'm here, man. Jigga, if you're coming at me, let's do it. But
man.
Shout out to Jigga. He just got a.
All right, you did your outro.
Not yet, but I'm about to say shout out to Jigga. He just got 1,000 gamer. He got the max gamer score on Shenmue. But well, about that real quick before I do my outro. I think the trophy system is better than the achievement system. Why? Because
I will agree. I agree.
There's games where you can get all the trophies, but there's not a platinum trophy for that game. But when you go to the achievement system, the only option is to get all the fucking achievements. That's it. But there's no way to know if you really did anything worthwhile because there's no like a platinum trophy on PlayStation. But appreciate y'all for coming through. Make sure you hit the like button, sub, hit the bell, motherfuckers. Hit the share button. Remember, the like button don't work like it used to. So we need that help from y'all, Doug. It would be appreciated. But other than that, I might go live soon. Make sure y'all follow me, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Hardhead7WD, and Sentry is a bum.
At cleaning my house at certain points, you damn right. Damn right. But anywho, I appreciate y'all for coming through and watching the podcast. My name is Sentry. If you need me for anything, just remember, put your bank account on it. If you not, I don't want to see you, hear you talk, nothing, because you ain't going to beat me in no game we play because you a fucking bum and you can't be Hardhead and doing fucking jumping jacks. Either that or playing hopscotch. I don't know what Hardhead doing this extra time. I just want to talk some shit. Thank y'all for watching. We getting the fuck up out of here. And Jigga, if you make any type of wild ass noise, I appreciate that.
Make sure y'all check out Goat Crossing.